So I looked him in the eye and I said, do you want to fucking touch us again, do you? Do you want to fucking touch us again? Go on. I fucking dare you. He tries to give it the big one. And I was at a stage where I just thought, you know what it is? Not today.
Would True please come to the teacher's lounge?
You will now have to ask to be let back into school because you are kicked out.
So there was a girl who used to bully me who was 4 years older than me, right?
Girl bullied you. Unless it's a woman,
with authority,
a pretty young thing, in bed with me saying, fuck me harder. That's the only time I want to be told what to do. The fact that there's a little baby in her belly really isn't
sexy.
A turn on. Sorry, mate.
Like, it's
no, you can't even give us a straight answer.
Because it's not even a question for me. It's not a question.
Just banger. The lack of support I've had from the local media in Newcastle is an absolute joke. How's it going, everyone? You bunch of cocksuckers out there. I hope you're having a great week.
Just looking at the demographics, that is true.
Happy Halloween.
Yep.
Halloween being
bit late for that now.
Been and gone.
Yeah.
It's been and gone.
Yeah.
In fact, by the time this goes out, will it be time for Guy Fawkes?
Almost, yeah.
Everyone
what
will
day's
be
that?
set. I'm sure some little 12-year-old will be hiding a firework through me letterbox.
Yeah.
Don't do that, by the way.
My local area, they just fire them in the street.
Just out the hands.
Yeah.
Crack on, mate. Why not?
Crack on, yeah.
Crack on. Yeah. Crack one off out of your hand. Sort of been meaning to ask you. I know everyone's going to be wondering.
And they are.
What the actual fuck is going on with your living situation?
We finally got him to leave.
Are you serious?
We've served him with 2 months' notice.
Who's we? Are you in the...
Well, the landlord.
Yeah.
The landlord came over.
Did he listen to the podcast, did he? And thought, I don't want Geordie coming round, kicking the door down and kicking the shit out of this
I've had enough of this.
American guy.
I've had enough of this. I'm sick of the bad publicity from my estate agent, he thought. And here we are. He came around the other day, knocked on the door, and I just happened to be in.
All right.
And opened the door, and what he'd done is he'd been avoiding the landlord before that. So anytime someone knocked on the door, he'd wait for me to get it and check who it was, and then either lock his door or not come out at all.
Wow.
But this time he was
That
unfortunate.
is ironically, no, it doesn't matter. Let's leave.
It was unfortunate because he came back at just the time the landlord got here. So it was like, oh, hi. Oh, hi. And then all I heard is, you want to come outside for a minute? Yeah. And then he just storms back in the back. Fucking idiots. Slams the door.
Does the landlord know about everything you've been going through?
Everything.
All right, so you've told him.
Yeah.
What's the guy's name? That has he got a first name you can reveal?
As far as I know, it's Noel.
Noel.
Yeah.
Noel.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now he's got
got no walls.
Noel around him. He's going to be out on his dod.
Well, I feel a bit sorry for him now. He still slams around the flat. It's still
Fuck
hilarious. It's really, really funny. Anyway, that's it. He's gone. 2 months and he's out of there.
You've got a long 2 months. And I can imagine he is not going to go quietly.
No, exactly. Well,
he might be a religious man, but a peaceful man he is not.
Peaceful. Not petty, 100%. Yeah. He's as petty as Instagram is.
Can we just say right now, you are not planning to burn the house down or anything like that? If anything happens, it wasn't
me.
you.
Yeah. If anything, I want to keep the house.
You want to keep the house lovely. You want to keep your life.
Yeah.
More importantly, Laurence does not want to die. Explicit on that one.
Yeah, very clear.
Not planning suicide, nothing like that.
Never planned a suicide in my life.
Right, okay, well, just so we got that clear, because if you do turn up dead, because I don't think he's going to go willingly.
I honestly hadn't
I
thought
think it
of
might
this
be a case of his mind right at the end, it's you or me. And this town
He's
isn't
not dying.
This town isn't big enough for the... No, but he might think in his head, if I kill Laurence, I can live, I can stay.
Yeah, really good
point.
Yeah.
Just
no.
Keep a knife by the bed. Should be fine.
I just feel sorry for him at this point. And it was funny to read the
comment. Is his wife with him? Is she moving with him?
Yeah, well, of course. I hope she's not staying.
Yeah, imagine she's
sticking around.
Imagine you walk in the next day and she's like, finally got rid of that cunt. We did it.
25 years.
Get in there.
And she can say whatever she wants to me after that. Anyway, he's gone. Put it that way. He's out of there.
He's good as gone.
Out. You're gone. Finito.
Something tells me we're going to revisit this because over the next 2 months, I fancy him to just pull out a few stops just to...
I think he's just going to go all out.
I think it's going to get worse, mate, before it gets better.
Unbearable.
It's going to get worse before it gets better. Any piss on the toilet seat, anything like that.
Tiny.
You're going to have to be cleaning that toilet seat with your toothbrush just to keep this fucker happy.
If anything, I'm fine with that. I don't
You
need
feel
to
like you've
clean
won now, don't you? I
anything.
can say.
I don't feel like I've won.
No, you do.
What it feels like is not just a victory for me, but a moral victory for society. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the YouTube comments won last week. Let's put it that way.
Well, he's a foreign guy, sort of causing you a bit of stress. Nothing against foreigners.
No.
I've had a little bit of an issue with a foreign guy myself.
Who? You haven't told me about this.
No, I haven't.
You keep this to yourself.
I deliberately didn't tell you because I knew you'd want to hear it today.
This would be good.
So,
there's time. By the way, we can't fucking talk about anything off the podcast now. We have phone calls where all that happens is he goes, "You're right, yeah, good. Anyway, I better go," because it's like, I'll save it all for the podcast.
I do. So literally, I tell him fuck all.
You tell me nothing.
My life could be fucking as good as over right now.
We've not been for dinner together since the podcast started.
But
because we don't want to waste that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you've got problems with the phone.
We don't do dinner like as in a romantic way. Can I make that?
But again.
Just because don't tar me with that brush. Anyway, so as you know, I travel back and forth to London a lot.
Yeah.
Do this show and we do stuff for Slash Football. Shout out to the sponsors.
Head over there and hit subscribe.
Links in the description below. Subscribe to them because we're doing stuff with them, so you'll probably like that. But yeah. I do travel back and forth, and sometimes I get the plane just because it's so much quicker, and it means I can get home in time, put me head on the pillar.
Is it really much quicker?
It is much quicker. Anyway, a man my size, it's not exactly like
Look at you.
Luxury. You know, even BA, as nice as they are to me, got some.
And they are, because they treat you like a special passenger, don't they?
Yeah, they're always happy to see us,
They put you
especially
on
some
in
of those
cargo.
air hostesses.
They put you on in cargo and just keep throwing water on you.
I must admit, I have occasionally, in my younger years, watched the occasional air hostess porn with like, "Can I help you with anything there?" And then the guy's like, "Yeah, how about this, love?" And he whips his dick out. She's like, "Oh, certainly." And she's on it.
I just meant...
loving it.
She got a little home with her.
No, she's doing that with the balls and the cock.
Wow.
So anyway, after watching one too many of them, you know, you get a good look in air hostess. It does occasionally cross the mind. Anyway,
Never.
Nothing happened. You'll be pleased to know I haven't squeezed a woman's bum. Nothing. Not indecent exposure.
One
none
week.
Of that.
One week, everyone, without squeezing a woman's bottom.
Well, no, I didn't.
You squeezed a bottom.
I have squeezed a bottom, but
Just not unsolicited.
It was. Yeah, this was consensual, and what a lovely bottom it is. If she's listening, you have an amazing bum. So just okay. Oh, woman with an amazing bum.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's go on. A little bit cramped. You know, I just generally find getting on a plane a pain in the arse.
I love it.
It's like, oh, fucking hell. Especially when I'm in the middle of two people, I'm like, fucking joking, aren't you? Right? And it's nobody's fault that I'm as big as well, it is kind of my fault that I'm as big as I am.
Yeah.
But it's not their fault, so I can't really take it out on them. Or Juliet, who books the flights. What a lovely job she does for
you
her.
did take
Shout
it out
out
on
to
them.
Juliet.
Thanks, Slash Football, for booking those flights. Head over there and hit subscribe. Imagine, though, if you did take it out on them.
Well, imagine I just sat down and just plonked my elbows right in that earlobes and went, fucking hell, man. Can you just not find somewhere else to fucking sit, you stupid gun bag? Fuck off. But anyway, I don't do that.
Yeah.
I generally find, you know, the fact that everyone takes forever to put their bags away annoying, the food shit and all of that. It's generally just an annoying experience from start to finish, and I'm just miserable. I plug in, you know, my headphones and I just disappear.
Not gone Bluetooth
But
yet.
I couldn't do that on the flight on Saturday.
Why?
Coming home, we've done the last 5.
Slash Football.
Right, okay, we've done that enough now. Yeah. Everyone knows.
Head over there and hit subscribe. Okay,
right, man. So anyway, and I'm like hearing a funny accent behind us, and I'm like, what the?
Oh no.
French, right?
Yeah.
And couldn't. He was that mortal drunk.
Yeah.
He could barely even string a sentence together. Like he was absolute. Like I don't mind people getting on the plane a bit drunk. It's everyone has a drink, you know, because they're feeling like they're going on the holidays or whatever. I don't know what it is about getting on a plane, but everyone seems to have a fucking drink. Fine, crack on, mate. Good for you. But when you're that mortal that you can barely even stand, especially when there was loads of kids around, right?
Bloody French.
And I'm like, he's right behind us. And I've been feeling him the whole fucking plane ride before you think, like, you know when you're like banging off your back of your seat and that, and I'm like, fucking annoyed at this. Like, I'm starting to get pretty pissed off. Now, I used to have really, really, as some people might remember, some of my videos, a really bad temper. Still got it, but I'm under control of myself a lot more these days. I felt it going a little bit. I started getting really annoyed. It was like whenever he got up or anything, he was literally like pulling the back of my seat as if he was Indiana Jones hanging on to the edge of a fucking mountain cliff.
Where was he going?
He's just back and forth to piss her every 5 seconds. He's probably pissing all the alcohol out. Anyway, getting pretty annoyed. I think just leave it. Stay calm. Just going to get off the plane. It's not a problem. Right, everyone, fasten your seatbelts. We're heading into land. Thank fuck for that.
Is that what you shout whenever you land?
Well, pretty much.
The most sarcastic passenger. Yeah.
Some people
thank fuck for that.
Some people
dickheads.
Like, hey, I'm like, thank God I get away from you cunt bags. Because we're crammed in there like sardines. But anyway, and as we're coming down to land, I can feel him rocking and rocking. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And eventually, he slaps us on the arm. Now, for me, I thought, oh, you've given us away out here, like, because I've got to lose my fucking temper. I'm going to blow. I turn round. Now, when you're heading into land and the lights are off and it's like it's a late flight, everyone's silent.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone heard every fucking word of what I said to this. So I turned around and went, who the fuck are you fucking touching, you cunt? Right? And I literally, like, I'm not exaggerating in any way. The whole fucking plane is listening to me. I'm like, if you fucking touch me again, I'll fucking show you what a man is. I'm going to get you off this fucking plane. I'll fucking bitch slap you, you little fucking cunt. Right? There's kids everywhere. And I'm almost, what happens with me is when I really lose my temper, I start saying things where I can barely recollect what I've said. Like, that's a brief what I can remember, but I know I said way worse and more. I mean, he was French.
Why?
And I might have let myself go and called him anything under the sun, right?
Jack Chirac.
I don't know. Robert Pires.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what I said, but I really, like, totally... I know there was kids around and everything, and I was giving it I was using more French words than he was.
Come on, tap L2, am I right?
So anyway, I wanted to wring his little fucking neck. I thought to myself, all right, you've made it through. Like, I got it all off my chest, and I basically said, when I get off this plane, I'm going to fucking kill you. We land. Threatening violence, probably shouldn't have done that.
Bad idea.
Everyone's then looking at me. I stand up and I realise everyone's really quiet around us. Like, it's not the usual. Everyone's looking at me.
Oh, hey, Brian.
And I thought, he's been mortal the whole fucking plane, right? He's been rocking back and forth. He slapped us on the arm for whatever reason. I've got no.
How did that happen?
From behind, he just like slapped us on the arm, and I don't think he was meaning it in a violent way. But I was that pissed off at the time. I was like, I've had enough of you, mate. I don't even fucking know you, pal.
And at that point, your anger is just taking
just
over
through
your
the fucking
reason.
roof. But then I realised this one is the fucking nut job. But everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
And I thought,
weird that.
Champion.
Wait, so what happened then? Did the police not come on and be like, hold on a minute,
So he stands up, and then I looked down and I thought, all right,
shit,
this isn't a real fight here, is it? Because he's like 5'5" or whatever. Like, no, I seem to be giving short lads a hard time. I've got nothing against short lads.
Yeah.
Just want to love them. Got most of my mates are short. It's cool. It's all good.
In a totally
but he was just
normal
being
way.
an arsehole. So I looked him in the eye and I said, do you want to fucking touch us again, do you? Do you want to fucking touch us again? Go on. I fucking dare you.
Oh, may we? Oh, no.
He was just like, and I just said, sit down and shut the fuck up, right? I said it just as loud as what I'm saying to you right now. Anyway, I turned round, I thought, if you hit him on a plane, basically I'm getting locked up, guaranteed.
Yeah.
So just don't fucking hit him.
International airspace, isn't it?
Don't fucking hit him, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Don't hit him. So I'm just calm, right? It seems to take for about 2 hours just to get off the plane. Do you know when you're like ready to boil?
Yeah.
And every minute feels like an hour, and it was really like that. So I managed to get off, walking through the airport, and I thought, should I stop? And I thought, what are you going to do? Hit him? He's fucking 5'5", mate. What are you trying to prove? Right? Carry on, keep walking. And as I'm walking out, some kid goes, are you the True Geordie, mate? Can I get a photo with you? And I'm like raging at the time. And I was like, yeah, mate, yeah, all right. And I got a photo with him because I didn't want to be that guy at all.
Yeah.
I'd hate anyone to feel that way about us. But at the same time, it was probably the worst photo I've ever taken in my fucking life. As I get in the taxi outside the airport, the police are like looking around for someone. And I was like, I tell the taxi driver what happened. He was like, yeah, they're probably looking for you, mate.
You just get in and go, drive.
Basically, I thought, I mean, I haven't actually hit him, but the fact that I threatened him in front of that 300 people, probably not.
On a plane with a beard, you are always
I stick out like a sore thumb in the middle of fucking London, let alone a plane.
Do you ever think how unpleasant it is for everyone sitting around you?
Why?
Well, you take up 2 seats.
No, I don't. I take up 1 seat, mate.
Do you really?
Yeah, 1 seat is all in it.
Yeah, but if I was
Although if
sitting
Slash Football want to order 2, I wouldn't be opposed to that because that
or
would
3. Then
I can really just stretch out.
If I was sitting next to you, I'd be pissed off.
The annoying thing was when I started kicking off with that guy, I was sat next to good
Moderately attractive
woman, and I was thinking to myself, if the plane does crash, at least I've died with a beautiful woman. Not that we've ever met each other before, but no, she wasn't that.
She wasn't that beautiful. She was just
right.
normal looking.
Sorry, she's not. Yeah. She's not as good as the thing I'm feeling. Anyway, so yeah, wow. I have a loss of temper issue. It's sort of a personality flaw I've got.
Is that always something you've had?
I've had a few incidents in my life where really probably should be locked up. Mm-hmm. To be honest,
locked up.
Recently, in the past couple of years, one thing that springs to mind, I was picking a girl up from work, and
locked up.
I'm driving towards. There was a bus pulled up on the opposite side of the road. Yeah. So someone pulled out from behind the bus to get in front of the bus, but I'm driving down that road, and I'm like, "The fuck are you doing, mate? Can you not?" See, I'm literally going to head-on crash with this stupid cunt.
You're in your Mini Cooper.
Yeah, oh yeah. I was in a Ford Focus at the time, right? It was one of my first cars. And I slowed down. I had the window down, some music on and that. He slows down, just pulls up, because he had to slow down because there was traffic. Mm-hmm. So he couldn't move any further forward. Mm-hmm. So he stopped and we're wing mirror to wing mirror sort of thing. I'm eye to eye with him. I went, what the fuck are you doing? I'm going to fucking head-on crash with you. Anyway, he knew he was in the wrong, obviously, but he's one of these, instead of going, sorry, mate, I was a bit of a dick there, he tries to give it the big one. And I was at a stage where I just thought, you know what it is? Not today. Not today. And I thought about getting out, but I've done this before. And the problem is when I get out of my car, most people think, fuck that, and they drive off. Yeah. So I knew that was what was going to happen. And I knew I was getting rid of this car. So I thought to myself, I know what I'll do. I threw the fucking car in reverse, steering wheel full lock towards his car, and reversed into the fucking driver door, smashed into the driver door, put it in fucking drive. I went, I'll see you later, mate. I just fucking drove off.
But that... can that go out?
Why not?
That's a crime.
Well, it might be true. It might not be true.
It's a made-up story, right?
It might be a made-up story. You know, as far as anyone's concerned, this might not be true.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm telling you,
you're
it's
just
true.
A character.
But in a court of law, I might not say this is true
because it isn't true, is it?
No, it might not be true.
Legally not true.
It might not be true.
Yeah, you're like 50 Cent.
Yeah, I might have had drugs on us at the time. I don't know. No,
so
let's not say that.
Yeah, but do you just genuinely then? Do you just completely lose it? It's like, well.
I think I was at a point, something must have been happening at the time where I was just like, you know what it is, enough of this shit. Like, I'm just sick of getting shit, and my temper just couldn't handle it anymore. And I'll tell you what, his face, he realised he'd fucked up well and truly when I did that. Like, I drove off and I looked at my car. The best bit about it was, I seen the state of his driver's side, right? After I mouthed afterwards, I drove off. I thought, I've got to get the fuck out of here as quick as I can, because there was a bus stop, you know, where the bus was pulled up, and there's bus stop, and there's people watching. I thought, anyone gets my reg plate, I'm fucked. So I drive off, I pull into a car park somewhere, wait it out a bit, and then I had a look at my car, and I was like, fucking barely a mark on it.
But wait, I mean, surely, so the problem with you is, right, you lose it. No one else is acting like that.
Well, no, but he was basically asking for it.
He was asking for it, wasn't
he?
No,
but
really?
he was like, he provoked us, and he provoked the wrong person. Because he was mouthing afterwards at the fucking window, wasn't he?
Was he at a Geordie as well?
Yeah, but like, he just picked the wrong one as far as I'm concerned. Like, and that goes in traffic in general.
For anyone.
The one I always try from that day on, I kind of thought, all right, we don't want to do that ever again. So I try and keep me cool.
Do we?
Yeah, me and my brain have a conversation with each other.
Don't forget to not drive into people's cars.
I knew from that point on, I thought my temper is the sort of temper where on a wrong day, if you put me on a wrong day with the wrong person in public, that could result in me just being locked up, basically.
What pushes you over the edge?
I think it depends on how I'm feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
And then but I mean, you combine that with, I think, disrespect.
Right.
It's one thing getting comments saying, you're this, you're that, you're the other. I can do that stand on my head, because comments are just people on the other end of a computer screen, and you don't have to take them too seriously. Yeah. But if someone says anything to my face, then we're on, and I'm going full on, right? And he thought He was in his car, a bit like on a computer screen. I can still get away here. And he thought wrong. Simple as that.
My thing is, I don't get physically angry. Like, I just get angry. Like, I'll say something really good.
You'd say something really witty and bitey.
And then walk away.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, "Whoa, what?" And then I'm like,
yeah, you humiliate people. I literally, when I get that angry, I want to fucking kill someone.
How close have you been to killing people?
Well, no, this is probably going to be used against me in a court of law one day with the way we're talking. Now, I don't mean I want to kill someone.
You're not
I don't want to
literally.
murder people. What I mean is, in the heat of the moment, I do want to punch fuck out of someone.
Yeah.
I've had that happen before.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But you've never actually, You've
We'll
never
just-
had to.
There's many stories I can tell. We'll just probably...
Leave those for another podcast after the court case.
Well, we've got to make money out of this somewhere down the line. So
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
when we get sponsorships, we can then
No
do
one's going to
those
sponsor
stories.
a criminal.
I don't think anyone's going to want to sponsor us after this. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That was a made-up story. Can we
Yeah,
just... It was all...
No one glorifies traffic incidents in that way.
I've had quite a lot of behind the wheel, especially because everyone... I think the thing is with me is on the street, when someone walks past you can kind of say, all right, probably don't want to fuck with him. He's a big bloke. But behind the wheel, people get this... mentality of you can just do anything with anyone and just drive away and it's fine. And I think with me, I just take issue with it. Like, I don't care where we are, what we're doing, anytime, anywhere. That's the way I feel like it.
I always feel like you're a dickhead if you have car anger problems. You're a dickhead.
I don't. Generally, I am the most chilled out driver there is. It's when other people go on like a dick with me that I just turn.
Okay. All right, I'll take
But
that.
I'm a really peaceful driver. And can I just say, I don't lose my temper a lot, like hardly ever.
Yeah.
It's just when I do lose my temper, it's really bad.
Do you lose it very, very quickly and then just go back to normal? Or do you fester on it?
No, like, so what happens is, I like I say, I don't lose my temper. I'm not quick-tempered.
No.
It takes quite a lot. But usually if someone gets right in my face, that's when I go like a fucking firework. Bang. Baby, you're a firework. Anyway.
What about that? Do you, and then you're off, but then you're done. He's like, bang, back to normal.
No, for that one, I kind of felt like because I'd probably fucked his whole day up and probably the rest of
You
the
felt
week.
great.
I thought, like, it's fair trade, really, you know?
Again, not fair trade, but okay, yeah.
It kind of felt like it was at the time.
I love how you think karma works, is that you're like, okay, you've pissed me off. I'm going to really piss you off. We're equal.
Yeah, but he started it and I finished it. And that's kind of the way I feel.
Right, that's not the way that life works, but all right.
So anyway, he's probably got a new car now. He's probably loving life. Or
He probably couldn't.
Maybe that was the only way he was transportation for the only job he has. And
that spent him into the last spiral, and he lost everything because of you. That was going to be his Uber.
He was clearly a total dickhead, though, so I don't mind really looking back on it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
And if you're out there, fuck you, cunt. All right.
he's probably a great fan of you now. Do you ever think people might change to be a great, really big fan of you? Like they might have a really bad experience and then be like, "Oh, I actually quite like him."
No, anyone who meets me, 99% of the time, I'd be nice to anyone. I'm a pretty nice person. I just have that. All right, don't take the piss. Do you know what I mean? Or I'll drive into you.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I can't understand traffic anger, but all right, because I've never driven a car. I do get underground angry.
So what's underground rage like? What's that like?
Underground rage is London and Londoners have or written rules, but also unwritten rules of what happens on the underground. So everyone just knows them, and it's a sacred place essentially. Like it's a place where we all commute. You know, if you dug a lot of holes and then you stuck a load of people in them with trains and got them to places, that's fucking impressive, right?
It's not sacred though, is it?
It is.
It's full of rats and
It's atheists.
a lot of the
church.
people down there are just generally like crap people. I've been on there once. I was like, yeah, this isn't for me.
That's
like,
what happens, right? And you know what
isn't
else?
for me.
I realised anyone from, especially the Northerners, love to hate the underground. Mm-hmm. So they get on the underground and you can genuinely tell someone who's just gotten off from like another part of England because they go,
fuck this. I'm not doing this again.
Whoa,
Taxi.
this is crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I don't like the thing about the underground I really didn't like is like how people like are breathing like nose to nose with you and it's like personal space.
There's zero personal space. There's a really good comedian that I saw a few years ago. He said he got on the underground and there's like this really sort of, it's really packed carriage, and the only space that there is in one of the corners of the carriages, and there's a girl standing in the corner of the carriage, and he's sort of face to face with her, and he's got his headphones on, he's listening to his music. And he gets closer and closer to his house, right? He's listening to his music, and he's like with her, trying to make her not feel uncomfortable, but she's looking more and more uncomfortable. And as he goes to get off the carriage, he turns around and realizes the whole carriage is drained. There's not actually anyone in there, and he's been face to face with her for a really long time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
have you ever seen those Japanese porn films where they're basically about the underground in Japan?
Oh, perverts.
And basically how closed you are to them, and then halfway through the porno, basically there's one of the men ends up fucking the woman on the fucking underground. What,
secretly? Like he just slips in? Or?
He sort of like slipped, yeah, he sort of grab. In the words of Donald Trump, he grabs her by the pussy.
Wow.
And then it sort of goes from there.
What happens?
And the girl just gets fucked on.
Do you know
the
that is actually quite a serious... so there's a lot of women who get touched on the underground. I've never been touched on the underground. But there's a lot of women who get touched on the underground.
I love how disappointed you are when you I've never been touched on the underground.
I've never been touched.
It's like he's gutted. Like, what's wrong with me? I'm a good-looking man. I'm a pretty man.
I think a lot of guys go on there and they sort of have a little.
Do they?
Woo!
A little grow.
Yeah, just that was your bottom. I'm sorry about that.
Sorry about that, love.
Yeah,
see that wouldn't do it for me. Like, I wouldn't want to touch a stranger without, because I like the idea that a woman's craving me. I like that she's thirsting for me.
Yeah, but there are some weird guys out there.
Doing it against our will, that wouldn't do it. Just want to make that clear now, not into that.
Yeah, there are some guys out there who would probably think, oh, if I do this, then maybe she'll sort of be into it.
How about you just, chat her up a bit, mate, the old-fashioned way.
Because on the underground, everyone's just doing this.
Well,
don't look at me. Don't
if I'm trying to chat a girl
me.
up on the underground, first thing you do is you go, what are you reading? Boom. Yeah. Boom. Starter. Conversation starter.
What are you reading? Newspaper. It's a good one, isn't it? Yes, really
what
good.
About, I've read that article. Totally agree with it.
Yeah.
And then really, you look closer at the headline and it's like about like rape.
Child paedophilia.
It's like,
totally agree with it.
Should child rapists get let out early?
Yeah. And the conclusion,
already said that.
I'm for it.
Sorry.
I'm all for it.
Anyway, we are not making jokes about that.
I'm making jokes about someone writing an article about
that's
child
it. That's just
okay.
So yeah.
So there's people get on the wrong side of the escalator. That really pisses me off now. Before I'd be like, come on, mate, get out of the way. And now there's the worst thing, right? And this really pisses me off is when train doors open on the underground, there's no space. So you need to be able to get out the carriage. Women, right, in London get to a certain age where they just don't give a fuck anymore. And they just walk up to the carriage and go, come on. And they drag their kids on. Now, when you're trying to get off the carriage and you've got a woman going, pisses me off.
Well, how about they just organise a system where, like, if you're on like cars, like you get on the right and you get off on the left.
So. Yeah, because then it would just be
that would require common sense.
Yeah,
wouldn't
it just doesn't work.
It's a little bit.
What I'd like though is an underground carriage where you could have dinner. Maybe an underground carriage where there's like a shop. Maybe an underground carriage where there's you know what I mean.
You've got to jazz it up, haven't you? It's a shithole. We've got like similar thing up there.
You do.
The metro.
What is that? Yeah. That's the same.
Or the
thing.
metro, as it's since been nicknamed.
Is that really what you call
after
it?
Mitrovic.
That's very sweet the way
like
Northerners do that.
Yeah, we've really taken him into our hearts.
I hope the metro is not on fire.
No, that wouldn't work.
Yeah,
that wouldn't work.
Your police are terrified.
No, thanks. But we've got it up there.
It's actually quite good.
Yeah, it's all right.
I've been on it. It's
good.
Good.
From A to B. I mean, the thing is, I've met a few pissheads on there, and you get talking to people. I try to avoid it now with the whole YouTube thing, because like a lot more people know us now, and God knows who I'd fucking end up talking to. Really.
Do you ever worry that someone would sort of, come at you?
No, I've never ever worried
genuinely,
about it.
I was on my way home one night, late night, with two friends, and we roll across a guy just smoking in the corner of a carriage. And we go, sorry, mate, there's no smoking on the underground. And he turns to us and he just goes, I own this carriage, and just keeps smoking. How weird is that? And at that point, we just all went...
He has a story for you on the underground, a little bit serious, but my dad's dad, I barely really knew him that well, because obviously me and my dad have had like an estranged relationship, but and he's had an estranged relationship with his dad, so you can imagine how estranged me and his dad are.
Yeah.
Literally, like, not even pen pals. But anyway,
not even.
He has a story for you. True, this is true. He was a hard man back in the day. He used to do a lot of boxing and that, and could look after himself. That's where I get my shoulders from, apparently.
Yeah.
And He's in his
genetics work.
his late 60s. Gets on the train, in up north, in the metro. Some kid comes up to him with a fucking knife,
Whoa.
trying to get I think it might have been cigarettes off him or something like that. Fucking stabs him, kills him.
What kills you?
Fucking killed him, dead eye.
Your
My
granddad?
granddad, aye.
That's not funny. Why are we both, why are
No,
we
I'm
both
not.
looking at each other in the eye and going, yeah?
No, I mean,
Okay, yeah.
no, I'm just telling you a story out of interest. It's fucking genuine truth. How
And he just dies on the underground.
Well, I think he died in the hospital.
Did
Obviously,
they get the kid?
They fucking got him, aye. But I'll tell you, like 40 years ago, my granddad would have fucking kicked the shit out of him,
Yeah.
like by all accounts. But this is the caliber of people that you fucking find on the metro sometimes, or the underground. You don't know. He was only like 17-year-old kid, probably a fucking smackhead.
Why would you? Hate to bring the tone down.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right.
We maybe we can leave that out.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's a good story.
Well, I'm not really. I just thought
It's a
I'd
sad
put it-
story.
It's sad. It's
Yeah.
just fucking true, isn't
That's
it?
murder.
Well, that's exactly what it was, mate.
Yeah. It's a lot of sadness in
But
your
what
life.
what point in your life? What mindset do you have to be where like you're trying to fucking rob an old man for fucking cigarettes or shit like that, and you're willing to take a life?
Yeah. You know,
For
I don't
that?
think people go into it thinking, I'll stab him now.
Obviously, just not. I sit in there think how is another person on this planet with that mindset when I think like the way I think? Like, don't get us wrong, I've done some crazy shit and I hold me fucking hands up as I have in this very fucking podcast.
Uh-huh.
But in my head, I'm not trying to actually kill someone. You
No,
know what I
you're
mean?
just going very close.
I'm just trying to fucking
Strangle her.
you know, frighten them, give them a little bit of a bollocking.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I'm not.
Ruin their car door.
I'm not really trying to.
Kill
Do you
them.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, there are some weird people in the world, aren't there? So how old were you?
About in the last 10 years, I'd say.
That's very, very recent.
Mm-hmm.
How has no one heard about this?
Because I just don't talk about any old shit on YouTube or out like that, you know?
I guess I just always think when someone dies or gets killed like that, you'd know about it.
Well,
you know?
I've actually experienced death a lot in my life. Like, I know I've got a lot of family members who passed away. And because I wasn't really close to him, like, to me, I say my granddad died.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to me, it doesn't feel like my granddad at all. That's not me being nasty.
What's it
It's just,
feel like?
I fucking met him, twice in my whole life, 3 times in my whole life. So it
So
wasn't.
you're not sad. You're just sort of like,
It's sad. It's sad, but I don't. It's not like if you died, I'd be fucking pretty good.
Would you?
I mean,
Would you be a little bit
well,
sad?
I'd be at a loss for a start. I wouldn't have a fucking bloke to do the podcast with.
No, you just
Well,
go,
I feel
just
that-
get another one. And there'd be a load of people who go, oh, that posh cunt's gone. Where's he gone? And you're like,
Yeah.
that's not to mention it,
That's
is it?
sort of
Yeah.
I stabbed him. No.
Yeah.
No, I know.
I put him on the metro for 24 hours and said, last with this.
So I didn't feel obviously like some people out there would about their granddad dying. Like, for example, you would or whoever. I don't know.
Well, my granddad died in my back bedroom.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
I was 6 or 7,
Mm-hmm.
right? And in the morning, an ambulance pulled up outside, and I run to the window. I'm like, bloody hell, there's blue lights outside. And then my mum, and I'm like, oh, I wonder who's ill, right? And then I get whisked off to a friend's house for the day, and then no idea what's going on. And then out of nowhere, my friend just walks in and goes, your granddad's died. And I was like, what? Like, when
Were
the hell
you
did
close
this?
to him?
Very close, yeah. Like he taught me how to play chess.
I think there's a few people out there who find that sort of thing really hard when because grandparents are usually the first people to die.
Absolutely.
But
How many grandparents of yours? How many grandparents? Like, I've had at least 2 conversations with grandparents where they've said to me, "I'd die now. I'd be absolutely fine. I'm ready to." Some of them will say, like, "I'm ready to die." You ever had that conversation with someone?
I think they're aware that the time is near. But when you're an old person, you don't expect to die how my granddad died. You know what I mean? It's a rarity.
No.
And I think a lot of old people out there feel quite invincible, like they can tell young people off these days.
yeah.
And I always say, when I hear old people say that to young kids, like, yeah, you should keep your mouth shut and all that. And when they're on the bus, I always say,
Stay back.
You fucking don't know what you're dealing with. Yeah.
I'll
After
handle
that.
this.
Well, yeah, I do, to be honest, because you literally don't. I don't think they realise how vulnerable they are, to be honest. But
They fucking don't.
yeah, but I think, ironically, we're on the subject of temper. That's kind of where I think I get my temper from, was
Your granddad.
my granddad's side, well and truly. And I had it since I was a little kid, like that. I would never quick temper, like I say, it's like really bad. I could really go full on rage.
As a kid.
I think that's what he used in his boxing, to be honest with you. Like,
Just the red mist descends and he just...
pretty much. I mean, I did some shitty things when I was at school.
Like what?
Like I really this is when I was like 8 years old. So you can imagine. I mean, 8 years old, you think you're pretty innocent.
Yeah.
I mean, I was interested in women even then. To be honest, I had a girlfriend.
Really?
I had a girlfriend when I was about 7 or 8.
I think like a prop.
No, like
Obviously,
I'd give her a kiss and hold
did you
her
give her a
hand.
key to the house?
Let yourself in, love.
Let yourself in. Anytime.
The little black girl, she was a pretty
Right.
young thing.
Does it matter what her race was? It does to you, I
no,
suppose,
but
doesn't
as she
it?
got older, like, she developed those black girl curves and that, and
What? All right. Yeah.
just putting the picture in your head.
Yeah. So do you stick with her through thick and thin?
Through thicker and thicker.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately not. No, to be fair. But she was a
Stunning.
nice young lass.
Stunning.
Had my first kiss and all that. But yeah, I had that temper. I think I was a little bit of a bad lad.
You never took that out on her, though.
Right,
okay.
8 years old, I'm like, I'm sick of this homework. Give her a clip around the head.
Fuck it out.
Oh, it's all your fault. I'm stressing out. I can't handle this relationship and all this work.
What's 5 + 5?
No, like,
With a pipe.
So like one day it was like a Friday and I just really had enough of school, and I think my personality type, like how my thoughts dart all over, isn't suited to like a school with a set menu and be like, this is what you're going to learn for an hour and then the next hour. Like, I'm just not suited. So I got bored, I got frustrated.
You
So
at school, didn't you?
one Friday, I decided I know what I'm going to do. So I went up to the teacher's lounge, and our teacher's lounge had like a porch window. So like it was right down to the bottom, and they used to all sit and have the cups of tea and cups of coffee before they left school on a Friday. So I walks up to the teacher's lounge. I thought I'm going to prove a point about what I think of this school. Drops me pants, pisses all over the window, starts giving it the double fucking V signs. I'm like, fuck their lot he is.
At the age of 8?
Have my piss. Piss all over this.
At 8?
At 8 years old. Pulls me pants up, fucks off, comes in on a Monday, dragged out of assembly. You are now...
Would True please come to the teacher's lounge?
You will now have to ask to be let back into school because you are kicked out. And,
Did you ask?
Well, the mother did, didn't she?
What did she say?
You'll not do it again. And she really wasn't very happy with me on that one.
Were you a bad kid? That sounds like a bad thing to do.
I mean, I was a fucking nightmare at times, to be honest.
Were
with
other
you.
kids scared of you?
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't really think of all people scared of us.
You and I are so different.
I got into like never being scared or people being scared of me never even entered my head. I was just wild. I was daft.
You see, I think you can kind of tell that about a kid though. Like if if it's a wild kid, you're sort of like, oh, they're a bit.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What were you like at school?
I was clever. So I never really struggled. So when other kids got frustrated, I was always like, yeah, wicked, let's just fucking write the shit out. I was definitely that kid who was like, the bullies didn't like me. Do you know what I mean? I've got a few really good So there was a girl who used to bully me who was 4 years older than me, right?
Girl bullied you.
She was huge.
No, but
she was massive.
Sorry, mate.
The difference between you and I was the difference between her and I, right?
All right, that is.
And on the day when...
Still a girl.
Right, yeah, still a girl. Yeah, absolutely. And that's to the point where I would, like, she'd hit me at break time and I'd be like, leave me alone. She'd just follow me around, like, really hit me.
That usually means that she's got a crush on you.
She would hit a lot of kids.
All right. So
right.
She didn't have a...
No,
she wanted to actually crush you.
Or she was horny as hell, right?
She wanted to actually crush you.
Yeah. In year 6, though, so she really wasn't. One day, there are old trees along the edge of our playground, right? And this is... I still feel bad to this day for this, right? Mm-hmm. She's just yanking a tree, pulling, like you do, pulling at a tree, just literally like pulling.
I wonder what she is now.
I'm not, right?
What kind of lass is this?
Pull.
All right.
Timber! The whole tree falls on her, right? I'm not kidding. The whole tree falls on this girl, right?
Oh, God.
Everyone
I know where she is. She's dead.
She's not dead, right? But she did break her spine, right?
Are you fucking joking?
Yeah. And
I bet you walked past her like, couldn't happen to a better woman.
I genuinely remember turning around and going, yes, and then walking away. I remember being like, yes, fucking yes, genuinely, and me and all the other.
There is a God.
Yeah,
there is a God.
All the other,
I knew you'd come through.
All the other weedy little fucks are all just going, fucking yes. Take that, you bitch.
God.
And I felt bad for feeling that way. That I was like, fucking yes.
No. I think everyone has the right.
It's really
if
funny.
you get bullied by someone, you've got the right to like it when they break their spine.
Yeah, I didn't know she broke it. It wasn't like it was visible.
Spinal fracture.
Yeah.
10 points.
Yeah, exactly. Who's broken? No, it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? So that, and then the whole tree fell on her, and then I'm not kidding. A whole tree.
The only way this could have been better is if it was like a bee's nest in there that crushed her on her face.
Think about it for a minute though. A whole tree falling on a kid. It's like the
fact that she was so big must have helped her survive.
Yeah, she had a little brother who was also he was a big kid as well, and he was a dick. The whole family. Not the whole family, the parents look fine.
Yeah, but sort of dicks breed dicks, don't they, I guess?
They do. The only other experience I ever had with a bully, it's not really true, but another experience I had with a bully, I've got a list of them, was I had to, the teacher came to me one day and went, can you do us some favour? And I was like, yeah, cool. Like I was another teacher. Like, Laurence, I need a favour.
No, that when teachers are coming up, you're going, can you do us a favour, mate?
Yeah.
That you are just asking to be bullied, though.
I wasn't.
Do you understand now?
I was only in year 6. It was only like 10. Mate, I'm not there going, yeah, sure, what can I do for you?
What can I do for you, mate?
And then she said to me, we need you to teach someone to read. And I was like,
fucking hell. What kind of school was this?
Genuinely, I was sitting there like, do you want me to get bullied?
You should have just went £5 an hour.
Yeah.
So.
I sat there next to the school bully going, keep reading. I didn't even he didn't learn anything because I was too scared to correct him on the words he got wrong. So I just listened to him read badly for 3 hours a week. I didn't get anything from it. Except that he hated me more.
He would have done.
It was a genuinely humiliating situation.
And not that it was your fault he was so bad in his head, probably.
Probably, yeah.
I sort of struggled a lot in school in general because I was quite a bright lad, but I just didn't want to be there. And I think there needs to be like some sort of thing sorted out for kids like me.
Yeah, but up the army.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But like just in general, though, it's what if I don't want that either? I don't, right? Here's the fundamental problem. I don't want to be told what to do by anyone ever in my entire fucking life, unless it's a woman
with authority,
a pretty young thing, in bed with me saying, fuck me harder. That's the only time I want to be told what to do. Can we get that
Some people would say that's the part of the problem.
No, it is. I'm the problem. I know that, but I just wasn't suited at all to school, and then obviously, God, fucking primary school was good because I just play fucking football all day, and really it was like, all I cared about was getting to dinner time and having a good hour's kick around. But high school, I gained weight, puberty happened, spots came in their droves, testosterone flowing. I mean, if you'd cut me open, blood wouldn't have came out. It would just been testosterone.
Yeah.
And I mean, I couldn't get on the bus without going over a speed bump and getting a fucking hard on, boom, first fucking speed bump. There he is.
Yeah, that's
Hello
right.
again. Hello, hard on, my old friend. It was a nightmare.
You have been dangerous on the road for years because
fucking hell.
That is.
And I'm in with load of girls around us, and I'm like, any yous don't suppose you want to do anything with? No, all right.
No, okay, because that would be illegal.
That would be illegal. No, but you know what I mean? Like, you're a young fucking lad, you're just fucking walking hard on. In general, how am I supposed to tell you what I want to do when I'm 14 with the rest of my life? Oh, pick your subjects now. I can't even tell you what I want for fucking teammate.
What did you pick? And what were you told? I remember when the craziest kid in the room came back going, I'm going to be a space ranger. And everyone was like, of course you are, mate.
I wanted to get into medicine when I was a kid.
Fuck, thank God you didn't get into medicine. Yeah, take 9 of those, see what happens.
Imagine I'd been in a fuck.
Just Viagra for everything. Just, yeah.
You're feeling down? I know I'll sort you out. I go to fuck off the missus.
A good boner.
A blue diamond, son. No, in all seriousness, I didn't
Pharmaceuticals?
know. I picked technology. What else did I pick? I got IT.
all the big ones.
It was fucking shit. in general, I think that schools are designed
For me.
to be counterproductive for a lot of people. Like, I don't think that the people who are at the top, the well-educated people whose kids are going to private schools and getting the best education, the best of everything, if you are up that point, you want to consolidate that. You don't want people coming from working class backgrounds like me and climbing the fucking ladder. You want them learning the same old shit they've been reading out of textbooks for the last 30 fucking years. You don't want people getting ahead in life, and if you're controlling that, you don't want them getting better.
That's not true.
No, that is my opinion.
Yeah, but some people at the top do want you to do well, and it's just that there
it's
are
a fucking small few. The vast majority of aristocracy and all the rest of it, they want to.
Who do you think is?
They want to hold that for themselves.
Yeah, but.
Their kids. Yeah,
but there's a lot of people out there who have come from working class backgrounds.
Why the fuck am I learning about PE in school? I know it's good to have a run round.
I don't think you're learning about PE.
No, PE is a fucking subject, right?
So
Let's no, obviously, we've got that fucking dinner time.
Fail
Give us
there.
me trainers, let us run around, kick a football around.
Yeah.
I'm talking, like, in general, they should be options. Science, right? Science is great. If you want to pursue...
It's not PE or science, though, is it?
Listen. If you want to pursue science, good for you, because we need scientists. No doubt about it. But should everyone really be learning science? How many people out there right now give a fuck about science, do anything to do with science on a day-to-day basis? How about learning people to pay the fucking bills, to not get into debt, to manage themselves, and actually learn how to have a fucking successful life where you don't fuck up everything?
Well, because if you can learn science... And this is the problem, right? Maybe your experience. I had a great experience in high school. I fucking loved it. But my dad was a teacher, so I got it. I was like, right, cool, get it, right? But maybe some people don't get it. The point is, it's not supposed to teach you what is
Life
in the
skills.
book. It's supposed to teach you how to read what's in the book and be like, oh, that's what it means. So science is good to learn, because once you learn science, it's fucking hard. Paying a bill should be easy.
The problem is, how about we start with the basics in life and then work up to biology and physics?
Because
you know what I mean?
The basics are easy. Like, you should learn those anyway. You should know that anyway.
I don't agree with this anyway. This idea that we're gonna teach you to learn a subject to see if you can learn a subject. No, what I want to be learning is shit I can actually use, because my brain can only hold on to so much, mate. So let's put in there what's essential, not bollocks that I'm never going to use.
No, but they're supposed to give you the skills so that then you can get that bollocks in your bollocks.
Absolute bollocks. You're talking bollocks now.
I'm not.
There's no way I should have been taught physics, biology, chemistry. It's utter bullshit. There's algebra. Mate, fuck algebra. Fuck algebra. Let's talk about what's gone wrong in the world. Let's talk about how to work.
But people don't know that. So what are you supposed to write down?
You need to fucking teach them it though, don't you?
Are you going to stand in the front of the... So what are you going to say about Israel and Palestine?
The teachers need to actually be educated themselves, which is a good fucking problem as well.
You do have to have a degree to be a teacher, but I do see what you mean.
You see what I'm talking about? Is the teachers need to be educated in general about life. Some of them, they go out of school, they take a couple of years, and they go straight back into school. Where's your life experience, mate? You haven't got any.
No, but I always like the teachers who are much older. So the teachers who are much older are the funny ones, they're the good ones, they're the cool ones.
Maybe.
We once had a teacher who was an Irish guy, came in fresh, PE was fun with him because we made up the rules to every game. So we're going to play cricket today, great. We put
cricket to get gay?
No one said that.
I heard that.
I said cricket today, great, right?
Pantless.
Yeah, not like that, right? We would put just arm pads all over our whole body just to show him, you don't fucking have a clue about what cricket is. And he didn't.
I had one good teacher. I did have one good teacher who was an older woman, very old woman, and she sort of made English fun, and because she made it fun, I enjoyed it. But the problem is, so many teachers just suck the life out of you, don't they? They're in with a bunch of kids that hate that job, they hate kids. I'm like, what? When I look back at some of the way I was treated at school, I think, what the fucking sad cunt you were. You're sitting with kids all day, you hate your life, you hate your job. Get out. Just get out. What are you even doing?
Fuck off.
I might go back into my high school and go on. Just walk straight in and go on, get out.
Why don't you do like a little speech? Why don't you go back to your old high school and be like, I made it and so can you?
No, I made it despite how bad this high school is. And it was a fucking shit high school.
Was it?
It was absolute garbage.
You went to a city high school though, didn't you?
Well, one in the local area.
Yeah.
It was just shit. They didn't care. Like, the Ofsted inspectors came into my school
and went, don't even start.
And they said, and what do you think about this high school? And I said, you see what's going on here? I said, we've been briefed on Monday. This is such a thing
We
for
had
me
that.
to say. We've been briefed on Monday to be on our best behaviour for you. All the teachers are being really polite to her and they're making a right effort to look like they're actually teaching her things. I said, tell you now, it's not normally like this. I said, this is a garbage high school. They're putting on an act. Whatever you think that you're getting right now, it's fucking shit behind closed doors. Trust us on that one.
And they
a lot
said-
of times I ended up getting sent to... We had a room called Remove, where basically it was just blacked out windows, a desk, 3 desks in a room. You weren't allowed to talk to each other. It was just like solitary confinement.
Did you get a baseball that you could knock against the
Not
wall?
really. There was just drawing, writing all over the walls like Chris was here and shit like that. And it was just miserable experience.
Did you go to a high school or a prison?
It was fucking awful.
Was the religion at the
Couple of
base of that?
teachers-
Was there any religion?
A couple of teachers were okay looking. I will say that. That's the only
That's not
thing.
the point of going to school, all right?
That's what I go to school for.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah, but that's not what you're supposed to go to school for.
No,
is
but
it?
like
Yeah.
if one of them had a big arse, then it was sort of at least something to concentrate on. Anyway,
I don't even know how to take
missed
that.
the
If I'm
point.
honest. Yeah.
So yeah, that was school.
I loved school. School was really fucking good.
I think me and you'd make good teachers. Maybe they should do teaching in pairs. And
What?
where you can
Good cop,
bounce
bad
off
cop?
each other sort of thing. Yeah, I think that would be better.
That would just be me putting
one
out fires
thing-
that you'd started.
One
He
thing-
just told me about when he dicked a woman. Yeah,
Sorry about that.
probably don't say that again because she's 5. Oh, right, okay, great, yeah.
I would never do that.
No.
You can teach me about something right now, actually, because you were at Parliament. Was it last week?
I was at Parliament last week, yeah.
All right, what was that like then?
Daddy came to town on the bus.
That's not his boyfriend, right? That's
No,
actually
it's my father.
Mr. McKenna.
Yeah, Mr. McKenna.
Shout out to Mr. McKenna.
Came to town and on a bus with other people on like a trip that the local MP, forgive me now, I don't remember his name, Conservative Minister, didn't bother noting it, not going to vote for him anyway.
Yeah.
He'd organised and we went to Parliament and, walk in, it's wow, this is Parliament. You know,
Cocaine lining the walls there.
Yeah.
Tony Blair in the toilet. Oh, that's a good hit.
It was just, it's a weird place. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, and they're all so self-congratulating and all so much. I was
cunts.
walking around and he was like, I wake up every day and I think how great it is to be here. And my comment to that was, really? Really? Like, do you really think? And he's like, no, I love walking over and seeing Big Ben and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, fuck's sake.
He is another person who's wrapped up in the image. It's all about the image, isn't it? He walks, he sees Big Ben, he's wearing a nice suit, he's walking into Parliament and he thinks, I'm a somebody.
Yeah.
Guess what, mate?
You're
You are
nobody.
fucking we can't even remember your name.
Yeah.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
We don't know who the fuck you are. Nobody cares. No one gives a fuck.
So anyway, this old woman sort of attached herself to my dad and I on the tour.
Maybe
And
she fancied
she just-
a bit of the old McKenna cock.
She didn't. She absolutely didn't. She postmenopausal. She was out of it.
Postman, mate, you can get cream for that sort of thing and it's like a rat up a drain pipe.
She
No
was
problem.
that wasn't her. No, right?
How old's Mr. McKenna? Is it?
He's 50s.
So he was the same age as her, roughly.
No, she's much older. She's in a more like a 70s
She's
or 80s.
looking for a
at
toy
this
boy.
point.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, well, she's not getting one. So she's walking around and she's
Not
very
getting
conservative.
Daddy's cock.
So I'm already sick of this fucking conservative guy who's showing us around, right? Then I've got her in my ear the whole time going, isn't it amazing to think Margaret Thatcher walked these corridors? And I'm like, in a way, I suppose it is amazing that she got in the first place. And she's like, oi, she was the first woman prime minister. And I was like, yeah, but the fuck does that even mean? So we get to the statue of...
She was the worst or the first? I didn't hear that.
Well, we get to the statue of Lady Thatcher, right? And
God.
she goes, you'd have thought they'd have captured her better or something. And I turned to her and went, yeah, like, stamping on a miner's head or something. And she went, yeah, she really did well up there. And I was like, you and I we shouldn't be in the same room.
Jesus Christ, she's loving it, isn't she?
She was loving it.
She's absolutely fudding
Either that or
herself
she just,
silly.
She just didn't get it. She just didn't get all of my little sly digs at her.
Yeah.
And it was, Parliament's just basically...
Someone actually said in the comments on the last podcast that you're a Tory cunt, which makes me laugh because you have a southern accent,
Yeah.
people might assume that, but you're not, are you?
A lot of people in the South vote Labour.
You're a lefty.
Yeah,
as they say.
very far lefty. Some people say I'm I'm a
Too far
social
gone.
justice
I get
warrior or whatever. Too far gone.
What was it like in general?
It was-
Maggie Thatcher statue and all of that. And
It's quite right. It was a bit much for me.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in the heart of the beast. And when they were
does it
telling the Guy
feel like
Fawkes
this
story,
is where people go to change the world for the better?
No, it feels like this is where people go to think they're changing the world for the better.
And in turn, just line their fucking pockets.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
He was telling us about all these protocols and stuff, and he was telling us about all these times I've been late. And I was like, don't be late then, mate. Why are we here?
Oh, I was late once, you know.
I was late. I was late for a vote, or I was late for this. And I was sort of like, you're not encouraging me to vote for you again.
So that's...
Parliament was shit, let's put it that way.
Parliament was shit.
Parliament looks beautiful on the inside,
Don't
but it's just
want that guy on the podcast to...
What
Did
I
you
want.
hear that Gervais and Steve Merchant have fallen out? Did you know that?
You told me that, I think. Yeah. And it really upset me.
Yeah, everyone says that when I tell them that.
Yeah, it's upsetting.
They don't even follow each other on Twitter because they like wrote The Office.
They must not be mates anymore then.
No, but they haven't appeared in anything in
Just
years
mute him.
together.
Oh, yeah. Just
That's a
mute each
shame.
other.
I feel like we should bring them in and say, look, lads, let's sort this out. Come on.
What, secretly? So you got Ricky on
I
and then
think
you
it's
go,
something to do with money, though. I think it might, because
how do you know?
Gervais has earned so much more money.
So's Merchant, though.
No, but
Merchant's a multi-millionaire.
No, but Merchant, I bet you Merchant was making like 1/20th of what Gervais was making on those shows.
He's still making a fuck ton of money then.
Yeah, but not enough. There's always more to be made. But hopefully in our relationship, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
I get the 20 times what you get.
Yeah.
Is that...
I mean, let's put it that way. That is the way that our relationship works right now, all right? So...
All right, let's look at what else people have been suggesting.
A lot of people write in saying, talk about porn. Why?
Why porn? What's the big idea?
What kind of porn? As if you go, ooh, type this in, and then they go, that's great, I'll think about that. I'll think about you later whilst I'm...
I wonder if I did like, right, he has an idea. We
What
get
if you
in
did a
touch with a
guide?
porn company.
Yeah.
Whoever.
kind of- yeah.
Let's not make any suggestions of names. There's a lot of big porn sites out there. And I put together for them a
porn
video
cocktail.
where I do True Geordie's top 10 pornos of the week. In at number 10. And then it's like...
Quite literally.
And it's like...
in and out at number 10. Very, very fast. It's Bukkake.
Here is Lisa Ann getting drilled in the ass by Mandingo.
Do you know names of pornography? Mandingo.
Mandingo is like the guy who fucks her, sort of thing. Aye.
Wait, is that a real man? Or
Yeah,
is
he's got like a fucking 12-inch dick.
a real one?
Well, something like that. Anyway, so he's humping her,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, in at number 9, Alexis Texas. She's up here shaking her
another
big ass.
Does she have a big bottom?
She was like my favourite porn star for a while, yeah. Alexis Texas.
She's still around?
I think so. She's blonde and she's built, like she's got just a really big ass and nice pretty face. And
When they get to the point where they have kids, they just quit.
I don't know. I think some of them obviously still do it while they're fucking pregnant and that, don't you? So you get pregnant porn and all sorts.
You've seen some fucked up shit.
No, what
haven't
I'm
you?
saying is, I'm not clicking on it. I'm just
Okay.
saying, when you scroll down and you see a woman who's getting fucked by loads of men, she's fucking pregnant, you're like, Jesus.
That is Jesus.
Sometimes you click
Mary
on
and
it,
Joseph.
and I absolutely make no apologies for this. I've clicked on that before just to say,
What the situation is.
is she actually pregnant?
Yeah.
And she was. And
She
I was
was.
like, I didn't get off on it.
Right.
Didn't do anything for
And,
us.
yeah, sure.
The fact that there's a little baby in her belly really isn't a
Sexy.
turn on. Sorry,
yeah.
mate. Not
And
for me.
he's not getting paid anything.
Although he's probably bouncing around in there like he's on
I don't want to talk about that
a
anymore.
bouncy castle. So yeah, porn,
So-
maybe we could get into porn company and I can do like a True Geordie's top 10 of the week.
And what, they click away and then they come back to your
because
face
then-
and go,
then-
oh no.
Then lads can be like, this is what Geordie's been watching this week.
Geordie's must-watches.
I would be up for that.
Yeah.
Especially if they pay some good money, because fuck me, I could always do with that. Anyway, the offer's out there. Any porn company fancy getting in touch, truegproblems@gmail.com.
Because it will only bring you True G problems.
It will. No, one thing we have been contacted about
Aliens.
is life in 20 years. Your life, my life,
iPhone 9.
best case and worst case scenario. So I'm going to put it to you. Ideal situation.
Yeah.
Laurence McKenna in
Retired.
20 years' time. Retired. What the fuck are you going to be doing ideally in 20 years?
I still be making videos, but
Are we still going at that point?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We can still be going at that point. I think though it's branched out a little bit. There's probably like, people who have sort of, they get the brand and they've sort of, yeah, cool, I'll take this off and do it here. And I'm helping other people make their stuff. you know?
Yeah, so maybe like we do like once a month.
You're like the mothership at that point.
We'll do a podcast once a month.
Yeah.
And you just like, we're getting older, things have changed. What is your financial situation at this point?
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
See, because I don't think you're like money
Driven?
No, so I don't know. I think you'd have enough to have comfortable, but I don't think you'd ever be like a millionaire.
You don't think I'll ever be a millionaire?
I think you've got the ability.
Absolutely.
You're a talented lad.
Yeah.
I just mean, I don't think you're ever going to go out and flog yourself to the point where you're half dead to make money. I think you'd rein yourself in a little bit and be like, all right, I've got enough to be happy.
Yeah.
And that's all. Like, whatever that number is, that's where you'll stop.
I think I just sell something really good for a lot of money.
A kidney.
Yeah. Do you want a million? Yeah, wicked. You'll live the rest of your life just fine.
Just living with your current girlfriend.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, of course. By that point, we've moved in together.
Fucking
you know?
fine. And by that point,
he's moved out.
At that point, you've only lived together for like a month.
Just
or so. Trying it, you know.
Still dipping our water
in your 40s, just trying it. We're just seeing how it goes.
Yeah.
Just taking things slow.
You know, you've settled down. You will have settled down by the time I'm in my 40s. You know, I will have settled down a little bit probably. And what I want is that I'll know how to surf. I really want to learn to surf. Yeah.
Not driving yet, but he's learning how to surf.
I'll surf
and he's
everywhere.
playing the guitar. He's just picked that up and he's loving that.
Yeah.
So, would you class yourself as more of like a life experience type look? Like you're going out there, you got a bucket list at that point, just checking things off.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe I'll have even directed a film by that point.
Yeah, because is that your passion?
That's what I want to do is direct things, yeah.
So what kind of film?
Documentary.
If we're going to look at films that have already been and gone, if you could say that's the type of thing I would have wanted to direct.
That's a good question, actually. What kind of film would I like to have made? Maybe not, more like a TV series or something, maybe.
Are we talking like a drama?
Not really, no. More like a life experience sort of thing. I get a bit bored, but do you get a bit bored with drama? Because I sort of think, hey, there's good enough things out there to watch that are real. Why would I watch a drama?
See, my favourite shows are, like my two favourite shows ever, Sopranos, Game of Thrones, both HBO. Quite serious, but that's the sort of thing I would like to see you do. You know?
You'd like to see me do Sopranos?
Yeah, something like that, because...
Heavy subject.
No, but it is. But I think because you have... Sometimes when comedic personalities turn their hand at serious subjects, like when Robin Williams did a serious role, he was amazing at it.
Yeah.
So maybe
dark. Yeah, because there's always... I always find... I think it's really funny. There's really dark things that are really funny.
Well, yeah, because every really funny person has a really dark side to them. Though I think the whole reason you become funny, like anyone who's funny, they have to be quite self-critical, because in order to do that, they've then got to be able to see all the problems with the world, and that's when you start to take the piss.
Yeah.
Until you actually know what's wrong with you can't work out what's wrong with every other cunt and take the piss. Unless of course you're at Phone Shop on Channel 4, at which point I do not consider you to be comedic in any way. Well, there's two things that get thrown about a lot. Titles, job titles. One is model. I notice on Instagram particularly that job title gets thrown around a lot. No, you're not a model, pet. You just get your arse out on a few Instagram photos. Yeah. I admire your arse, lovely arse. Sure. You're not a fucking model, right? Plus size, whatever the hell size you are, don't care. You're not a model. You're not employed as a model. You're just taking photos of yourself on your iPhone. Shut the fuck up. Transfer money to yourself does not mean that you've been paid for a job. I'm freelance. No, you're jobless. You're unemployed. All right. Another one is you're living home with mummy and daddy. You're not paying the bills off your job. No. You are not a model. Comedian, another one where I'm like, mate, this guy is not a fucking comedian. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because he's the kind of guy who everyone goes, you should be a comedian. Yeah. No. It's really awful, because I've had a few people send me like clips of them doing, they're like, oh, you're a pretty funny guy and whatever. And I think I'm quite funny, but I'm not like as funny as, like Ricky Gervais or some proper good comedians out there. But they want my opinion. I'm like, all right, fair enough. Like, I do talk to a camera. Not funny. I do talk to a camera, and they like want my opinion. I'm like, all right, I'll have a watch of it. God. Some of the things I've been sent me, it's awful. It's like, I would rather die than watch the rest of this. It's awful. I've been to some bad comedy nights where people get to test out. Yeah. And everyone they've got their mates there and they just go, ha, ha. But that's the only laugh in the whole room. And it's fucking awful. I couldn't do it. I would. That's the thing as well. I think you've got to be honest with yourself when you talk about where you want to be in life, just to bring this back, 20 years' time. Be realistic. Like, I think people set themselves like the expectations of life that are just mental sometimes. Like what? I don't know. Like, well, for me, where do I want to be in 20 years?
Alive.
If I'm alive, I'll be pretty happy with that.
Prison.
In an ideal world, we're talking best case scenarios.
Yeah.
We'll do the worst after we've
good
done
point.
this.
Yeah.
Financially, I want to make more. I want to be more than comfortable. I think I'm more money driven than what you are, just in general. But I do like helping people. So I'd like to have a situation where on my YouTube channel, I have videos.
No one will watch that.
Done by other people that I'm helping make in
Homeless.
the background. So like, if I see good young YouTubers, I'll put them on my channel and try and grow them, help them on their channel, and help them in some way. I'd like to do that sort of stuff.
Is that what you think you've done here?
Maybe. No. And also, I'd like to write a book as well.
Oh, that's easy, mate. Anyone can. You've seen all the big YouTubers, but I mean,
no, but I'd like to write a book like
what, like an autobiography?
Yeah, like a real proper long book.
You know, my only problem with that is right now. I was having this conversation with a friend not long ago about biographies. If I walk into WH Smith and I see, you know, the life and times of Nelson Mandela, you know, Obama, my story. And we all know that's a great audiobook, right?
So does your
so does my flatmate. He bloody loves that. No one cares what Barack Obama has to say. Anyway, so there's that. And then True Geordie book.
But there's taste for everyone. It's like when you go into a
Fuck
buffet.
off. It's fucking... It's Nelson Mandela or you, all right? Just don't put you as on the same shelf.
Though, let's be honest, though.
Arj from fucking The Only Way is Essex and Nelson Mandela. Arj was above Nelson Mandela in the charts.
Yeah, but that's not my fault that fucking these housewives who fucking sit and watch fucking Towie or whatever the fuck, they've got no better to do.
What if The Only Way was South Africa was the next one, yeah.
Mandela would love that.
Come to breakfast.
No, that's the thing. I don't mean
actually quite
because
good.
I'm this, that and the other. It's more a case of from where I've come from in my life to the experiences I've had is very unusual. Yeah. I'm not comparing myself to these big characters because obviously they've had better lives than me and all that crap.
Nelson Mandela's not had a better life.
What I want to do long term is try and help people. Like that's my long term goal. Getting myself in a position to bring other people up. I'm not going to be the type of YouTuber who just gets himself here and then that's it. I'm never helping anyone.
You're going to have all the sidemen with you.
I know. I just wanted to be the type of YouTuber where I get to a certain point and then whenever I see good young YouTubers, I can help them out.
Is that what you've done with Will N.E.? Have you given him all of your energy? Because it seems like he's really rocketed past you recently.
Ironically, I actually said to you, I found this fucking great YouTuber.
Yeah, but he was very small at that point. There wasn't very many subscribers on his channel.
Yeah, he's from the northeast. This lad, we're going to have him on the podcast, and
hopefully, he's not too big.
I rang you up, didn't I? I was like, I think I found my new favourite YouTuber. And because he's from the north, I was like, I'd love to help him out. Luckily for us, he doesn't need my fucking help because he's hammering it and he's killing it on his own. And I'm absolutely delighted for him. But like, if in an ideal world, people like him, I'd like to be in a position where when I see someone like that, I can go, yeah, mate, do you want to put a video out on my channel and I'll just help you out?
Yeah.
So that would be nice for me to do.
Would you like an action figure?
No, couldn't give a shit about stuff
really?
like that.
I think you'd make a really good action figure.
And in 20 years' time, I want to do more podcasting as well than just regular YouTube videos.
What if
like a daily podcast or something like that? Ooh. Or maybe it's not in 20 years, but in the next few years, because these things cost money, I'd like to do them more regularly.
What if someone said to you, True, we want to make a True movie?
That would be ridiculous.
A Truevie, if you will.
It wouldn't. It's ridiculous.
What if they were like...
if they offered us money, I would say yes.
We've heard your stories. We want to cast Nicolas Cage as you.
Nicolas Cage. But because he can play anybody.
He can play anyone.
He can even play fucking
Face
John
Off.
Travolta.
Yeah. And he has.
Yeah.
They have very similar bone structure, I'm told.
Oh, yes. That was a very realistic film.
Face Off is a great film. It's a really good film.
It's one of those guilty pleasures me watching it like, that's bullshit, but I fucking love this one.
Up until the point where he goes into the prison where they've got the heavy boots on, I thought it was all pretty realistic.
What about, well, actually, when you talk about making a film out of like people who are like personalities, they did that for that long-haired fucker who I love in America.
What?
You know who I mean.
Casey Anthony.
No, man.
No. Right.
Who's that?
Hillary Clinton.
No, man. The one who's in America, the radio.
Oh, Howard Stern.
Howard Stern, that's it. I fucking love Howard Stern. Like
that was a good film.
In his film, he was like 40 years old when he played it, and he was like in high school again, and he was like, you know, obviously I look a bit older, but just go with it for the sake of the film. And he actually voiced it over.
Yeah. If you've not seen, like, and it's a good film for its time as well. Like, it's really, it breaks the fourth wall.
He inspired me to get into doing this as well, because I want to do live stuff where I have people on.
Women. You want to get close to women.
Well, yeah, he does a lot of porn star stuff, but that's not why.
Girls that don't work.
Because in general, he doesn't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But there's no one like that in this country, really. Like,
there used to be, but not anymore.
But
yeah.
Not really that funny type.
They don't get that high up because most people go, that's disgusting, keep it down.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is just do that avenue in England sort of thing if I can. So
if someone offered you a radio show in Newcastle...
They wouldn't do that. They would never, ever do that. Can I just say right now, the lack of support I've had from the local media in Newcastle is an absolute joke. Like, I never get mentioned anywhere. Like, I'm like an unspoken rule to like not mention me.
Don't mention that.
Yeah. But I don't know how, because I've got like a bigger following than the fucking local newspapers and the local radio stations. I just know they don't want to help me at all. But I wouldn't want to mention me either if I was getting paid a fuck ton to grow social media channels, to get a following, to create a buzz, and some daft cunt with a fucking iPhone had managed it from his fucking house. I wouldn't want to mention me either.
Why not?
You know what they're thinking?
What?
Let's keep this
take me
cunt quiet. And another thing is, because I swear a lot, it's like, ugh. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
It is offensive.
Cunt bags. Anyway, worst case scenario, 20 years. What happens to you? Me, prison. All right, you want to tell me what happens to me? Worst case scenario.
Yeah. For me?
Mm-hmm.
As in, for what's going to happen in my life?
Well, both of them. I'll do you and me, and you do you and me.
Oh, I don't know. Prison would be a pretty bad scenario for me.
Would be for me, like. For you, it would be. I mean, for me, it would be because I'm a caged animal. For you, it would be because you're getting fucked every day.
I'd be very physically worried for myself in prison. You're right, yeah.
Your arsehole would end up slack as fuck.
Well, I mean, not only that, but I mean, there's just, prison is just not nice.
Imagine you like trying to reason with people in prison and be like, come on, guys, can we not just all get along? Wouldn't work out very well.
Prison's not like that?
No, that would not work.
So prison's probably I think prison in general is just the worst, isn't it? It fucking sucks.
No, but like a realistic worst case scenario for you, like where does it all go wrong for you? Like say directing doesn't work out, you end up really struggling.
You just become
your
one of
girlfriend
those.
leaves
No,
you.
no, you just become one of those people who's just sort of like they're very blah. Do you know? Like that's the worst case. Yeah. I'd hate to be one of those people who just goes, yeah, sure, whatever, cool. I'm just going to settle here, and I'll move to.
What kind of job would be like worst case scenario for you?
That's a really great question.
Maybe like working in Starbucks, just serving.
No, because I'd enjoy that. I'd be like that guy. You'd
make the most out of that.
Yeah, I'd be like morning.
You'd be the irritating cunt.
Yeah. So no.
So what's worst case scenario?
In many ways, I think that really I have hit rock bottom before this point.
Fuck off.
Genuinely, I think I do make the best of bad scenarios. So what? That's
Come
what.
on,
That's
I want a
my point.
scenario.
Prison is fucking awful, right? So in prison, I can't go. Oh well, I'll just work in Starbucks. I'm fucked. Do you know what I mean? Literally fucked.
The pretty boys get it the first.
Because physically, like. You need to train up. Like, when you go to prison, you go to prison. You don't get told, go and train up and then go to prison.
I've been watching a program lately called The Jail, 60 Days In.
What's it about?
Where this is basically regular people to help the prison situation go behind bars undercover. And some of them used to be ex-army and some of them are just,
I bet they crack, don't they?
Solicitors and just regular people. And they need to stay in there for 60 days and then come out and tell the prison service everything that's wrong and da-da-da-da-da. Now, some people handle it really well. Some people just become institutionalised, they deal with it and they get the fuck out and they're hard as nails. An ex-Marine did it just really easily. But then there's other guys like the solicitor, he went in and fuck me, they just smelt fear. He was like you.
Yeah, but what did they do to him?
He went in and instantly the biggest, meanest cunt there just goes, oh, you's a pretty boy, ain't you?
Yeah, but he's not getting fucked on TV,
No,
is he?
wait there. So he's the lights go out, He hasn't got a bed at this point. He's waiting for a bed to come available, so he's having to sleep on the floor on like a little mattress.
Is this in America?
Yes.
Of course it is.
Anyway, so he's waiting, and they're all coming out their cells late at night going, "We gonna rape you tonight, boy." And like like you can see the fear on this bloke's face.
Prison in America, though.
Yeah. He lasts a few days, and then he goes into the thing, and they're like, he goes into the room where they're like interviewing him.
Confessional room.
And he's like, "Look, can you get me the fuck out of here?" Because like he's terrified. And they're like, "How about we change you to another jail cell? Because there's other cells we can put you in with other guys." And she's like, "Just think about it." And she comes back and she goes, "Have you thought about it?" And he goes, "Yeah, get me out today, please." And he was gone.
Well, why would you not? Like, it is also, why would you do that?
Well, he thought he could help the justice system because he's a solicitor.
Sure.
And he wants to see what's wrong with being incarcerated and
What's wrong?
How you can change it for the better.
Don't need to be inside for that, mate.
Truth be told, I mean, they're just fighting every day and all off their fucking face on homemade drugs.
Yeah, so it's good, but also bad.
I mean, with my temper, as I've mentioned, I've had a worry that I'll end up there one day.
Yeah.
So hopefully that never happens. It's just saying. So, mate, you're not going to end up in prison.
I hope not.
What's a realistic worst case
scenario? Job, a dead end job where you just like because I've worked
no girlfriend.
I've worked in bad jobs before, and
you'd always get a girl though, wouldn't you? That's a thing.
I'm a sociable person, so it's not really so much like, I think if I wanted a girlfriend and I was single, then that's the case. But it's not really like, that's never the sole aim, is it? And if you're in a dead end job, or you're in a job where you're frustrated, I imagine it is difficult to get a girlfriend. For me, it would just be if YouTube went tits up and I had to go back to diving. And we'll wait about 5 or 6 years then and see what happens, shall we?
What do you mean? What's
wrong with going back with diving?
It's not that, I just don't want to. Ideally, I'd prefer to do YouTube. Do you know what I mean?
I used to work in a phone shop, and that was pretty.
Yeah.
I just got bored. Yeah. Do you know? But even then,
I'll tell you one job I did. Was my first job. I worked in a butcher shop on weekends when I was still at college. So I'd go in, and I wouldn't even be doing the meat at that point. I would just be like cleaning the back. So I'd go in, and I would have to clean like the mincer, the freezer, the saw, and it would be old green meat and old mouldy meat that had just been left there for like a day or whatever. And then I'd go in the freezer, and I would have to scrub the blood off the walls, so the blood would like dry up into me knuckles, and I would end up like with eczema and stuff like that, like sort of similar cases to that on my hands. And then I would have to like just clean all these horrible meat machines, and then at the end of the day we'd get a good solid
just cleaning the meat machine.
Yeah. And then stuff where like you cook the chickens and things like that. It was just
right.
Whenever you're dealing with meat, it's just a really messy job.
Stinks for a start.
Yeah, and then at the end of the day, I'd have a good solid 2 hours of washing as well.
Why did you do that? Did you just really need the money?
It wasn't a case of really needing the money. I knew that I was just raised with this sort of opinion of, you hit a certain age, you need to get a fucking job.
But you could get any other job. You don't have to work at the butcher's.
But it was just a job that was offered to us, and it was better money.
Okay.
Because it was through a family friend, and I thought, I'll probably get better money doing this, so I'll just fucking do it. And it taught us what it meant, to hate your job. So it did us a favour, really.
Yeah.
Not that working the butchers is bad, but that part of being a butcher is really shit.
I used to work in a car dealership. Mm-hmm. My friend, when I graduated high school, I graduated high school. I was looking for a job because I didn't go to the university or whatever straight away, and I worked in an estate agent. My friend, not an estate agent, they sell cars, right?
Car dealership,
right? A Toyota car dealership, and my friend worked there, and he was one of the dealers, right? Mm-hmm. And I used to wash the cars, and it was nice, right? But it was fucking freezing, and it was every day, all day.
Wax on, wax off.
Spray it. But the dealers were fucking wankers, some of them, right? They deliberately park on the hose so that you could not put the hose on the car, and they'd be like, all right, mate, wonder how long it would take you to see that. And you'd be like, just fuck off. Like, what? Why is that a thing? Right? And then the one thing every day that was a good part of the day was there was a Porsche that they could never sell because no one in our hometown wanted a Porsche. We would sit in it at lunch, turn the heated seats on, and just eat lunch. Me and a guy called Ricky, right? And every day, the same woman would walk back across the car dealership forecourt, and he would always go, ooh, I'd love to have a go on her. And I'd always be like, just get through lunch and then just get back out of there. Just get through lunch. And he'd be like, yeah, the only thing is, right, you won't get with her. And I remember being every day, why, Ricky? Well, she's got a mouth like a cat's arse, hasn't she? Every day. And he'd make me tea in the morning, 10 sugars in it. Mm-hmm. Not only that, all the way through the day, he'd get tape and just tape up and make a tape ball. You'd always have to be watching over your shoulder because out of nowhere, this massive tape ball would just come and just whack over the back of the head at any point.
Sounds like you got fucked with a lot.
No, not just me, like anyone at the car dealership, right? There was a guy who one day, because he got hit by the tape ball in the back, just flipped, just lost it. Absolutely lost it.
I think I've got a few stories to tell about that. Like, we'll do diving. We'll do
a whole diving podcast, yeah.
Because when you have 12 hours shifts every day, 7 days a week,
you get angry
on a boat. Because especially being a big bastard, I used to just be like, I mean, I could just fuck with you till the end of time and wind you up no end. Nothing you can do about it, really.
Yeah.
So I used to and obviously when you're bored, watching someone scream at you like a total lunatic is really funny. So you can imagine how many hours I spend just trying to wind people. But we'll leave that for another day. But how about we do some emails now?
The bit of the show that everyone's been looking forward to, it's the email bit, the bit that most people go, oh, for fuck, and then
click off. The True Geordie Show. Here are some emails. Yeah.
Emails. Dear Geordie, spell it right, Laurence and guest. You fucked that one up. I have a dilemma going on in my life. I know this girl, and this girl has a friend who I'm very interested in, but I don't know her and she doesn't know me. So what I need from the legends on the True Geordie podcast is advice on what the hell to do. Thanks, P.S. Give a shout out to Noah.
Are you fucking joking me? He wants me to introduce him to this cunt or what?
I think he just wants advice on how to cold call, or what do you call it, like cold...
How to go up to a girl?
Yeah.
Just walk up to her. Hello, how are you doing? Why?
Hello, ladies.
Most men are fucking terrified of the... Once you get in with a hello, most men are like, all right, I'm good. I'm good to go now.
Really?
It's getting the fucking hello. It's that initial, oh, shit. Oh. Don't worry about it, mate. She's not a car. She's not driving into you. I'm not the driver.
What would you say? Would you go, hello? Or would you sort of go, hey?
Well, I think find some common ground. So
Sure.
like we were joking on about earlier about if you're on a train with a girl, what you're reading.
Like her back garden.
If there's something she's doing and you have something in common with her, and I don't mean like surprise her. I mean maybe she's on the toilet wiping her ass and you just pop up at the window and go, it's a nightmare when you get that, isn't it? No, I don't mean that. I just mean...
Sweet corn again.
Oh my God. I didn't mean that.
Oh, right, okay.
But I just mean like, obviously you've got to find a way, and if she's doing anything that you have in common with her, there you go, bang. But I think just say hello if you can help. If she's not doing anything you're not doing, just fucking go in for it.
I met my girlfriend at a party, and that was really handy because it sort of like gives you, a party is a place where you're supposed to go and talk to people, and that was really, you know what I mean? So try and engineer a party. Socially engineer a party where you're both going to be.
Don't just throw a party and hand her.
Just invite her.
Just invite her.
There's a party at my house.
He only goes ding dong, and he answers the door, and there's like music on. And he's got like a tray of onions, cheese, and sausage, and all
what
that.
He's done is he's also downloaded.
He's like, oh, I must have sent all the invitations out to the wrong address for everyone else.
Awkward. He's also downloaded that shit background noise that we use on the last 5. He just put it on in the background to make it sound like there's people at the party. There's some mentalists in there. We don't want to go in that room.
Oh, don't go in that room. We better go upstairs.
It's best you and I just hang out and let those guys have a good time.
You use the Home Alone 1 trick where the
Michael
windows.
Jordan's cut out.
And then Michael Jordan's coming around on the train and he's got the balloon puff blown up and he's like doing that. Get out of here, you nosy little pervert, or I'm going to slap you silly.
1, 2, 3. She's like, there's been a shooting. Not only that, but he set up all the other traps and she just gets caught in all of them. She falls down the stairs of ice. He's there to save her.
Oh, that would actually be great, wouldn't it? To save her like that. And the tin cans when
Buckets
they come
of paint
down
come down the top and just hit her direct in the face. She's dead.
Just say hello then. Simple.
Hello then.
Go in and say hello and make a fucking laugh. If you've got a wingman worth a damn,
it really helps.
It always helps. I mean, the last situation where I met a pretty young thing.
Yeah. Did you have a wingman?
Have a little wingman just there.
Helps to have someone who can just go
Bounce off.
Don't worry, he's safe. He's not a killer.
Yeah, bounce off. He's never done anything that bad
Yeah, yet.
yet. So yeah, do that.
My advice, and it is good advice, is through your friends, try and put out the word. Put the word on the street. Hey, there's a pretty girl in town and I see her. You know, not in a horrible way. Just a sort of, hey, there's a nice looking girl and I want to get to know her. Who is that? And then the friends go up to her and they go, I've got a friend who has been asking about you. And she goes, who?
Yeah, that's
Who's
always
that?
a
And
good
they go,
way in.
Oh, it's Chris. He's a bit of a mysterious guy.
In that way also, if she's totally not interested,
Doesn't matter.
then the feedback will come back to you that,
Hey,
it's
cool
a
it
job
there.
stopper.
Yeah,
That's a job stopper.
just stop following her home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next email.
Next email. This one I've titled Trans Love, and this is the first ever girl that we've ever had email in.
Really?
Yeah.
Result.
I know, right?
Welcome.
Congratulations.
Woo!
You're 99% of viewers. The 1%'s finally answered.
And it's finally come a cropper.
Yeah. Love the podcasts. True Geordie, you're the funniest YouTuber I've ever seen. You're mental.
Oh, and a woman.
Yes.
As well.
Keep it up. Okay, lads.
Is
So,
she single?
use whatever name you want. I'm a trans woman. I've been transitioning for like a year.
All right, so she...
She is a woman. But she's a woman. It's a woman.
No, but it's...
I've been transitioning for like
No,
a year.
You really...
What?
No, but the thing is, though, I've been celebrating thinking that was
Yeah.
the first woman we've had on the show.
It's a woman. Look,
No, but-
I look like a normal girl. What's your fucking
No, but
problem?
can I just confirm?
Yeah. No, it used to be a guy. It's not anymore, though.
I thought that was the first...
You've got to slowly transition to women. You can't just go full woman.
On the so this is literally
If anything, this is the best email we could have got because it's sort of,
a bit of both.
yeah.
All
No,
right.
it's not a bit of both. She.
No, she's all right. She's all right.
But that's
okay.
almost irrelevant. She's a girl now. Right. Anyway, the story will go on in a second. I have a really good friend I've been smoking weed with for like 3 years. So he first knew me as a guy.
Right.
This is great, right?
Okay.
He's been really supportive and great, but my problem is that this last year I fell in love with him. But I mean, I'm pretty sure he will not be with me because he knew me before transitioning. But every time I see him, I fall more in love with him. And I'm scared that if I tell him how I feel, I'll lose him. Probably not the best phrase to use. I'll use him, so it's bollocks. What do you think I should do? Go for it? Or it's
No,
just
we
not
need to
worth
be
it.
sensitive
Thanks.
now.
Keep up the good work, lads. Now, the point
No,
is...
we need to be sensitive.
No, but there is a point of being sensitive. But at the same time, if you write in, then to some extent, you're opening yourself up to jokes between
Mockery.
friends.
Between
Not mockery, but sort of... So we can make
a little lightheartedness.
a little lighthearted. It's
about
just
the fact
it's just
that as
banter.
a woman who used to be a
A man, you'll know
And-
both sides, essentially.
but still has cock and bollocks.
I don't know that. I mean, that's the thing. They've been transitioning
Still
for like a year.
No, if you're transitioning, it means you haven't officially gone the full way.
Okay.
So the chances are penis is present.
Possibly, yes. So the chances are that this other person isn't going to like you back.
Well, yeah, because obviously
They're a straight man.
if I'm laying down with a woman and I'm feeling around and I feel certain things that are there and I'm liking that, and then you go to a trans one, you're feeling around and someone else comes to the party. Not used to that, are you? Might turn
No.
them off.
Yeah, that's a party that you're not expecting that invite.
Surprise.
Yeah.
In
It's a
many
surprise party.
ways.
And not everyone
all right,
likes
so
surprise parties.
she's worried about...
This is time for you to get a little bit serious here because this is a serious problem for someone.
Bro, she wants him to think of her as a woman.
As a woman, yeah. How can she do that?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming the makeup's already coming out and things like
Probably,
that. And
yeah,
she's sort of presenting herself as a woman.
As a woman?
I think do womanly things, act more womanly around her, which I'm sure that's already happening.
Just be a woman.
If you're a woman trapped inside of what used to be a man's body, it's probably already always felt feminine.
a bit
and
effeminate.
all of that,
Yeah.
But I think she just needs to totally eliminate the memory that he has of her as a boy.
So how do I make you forget that? Sorry, how does she make you forget that?
You're a fucking cunt. How can you ask me this fucking... This is a real... This
It's
is
a really-
Every
it's a good-
email is real. I know it's real, but like... Christ almighty.
It's a good question. It's a really good question. My advice might be, you've got a really good friend there who's stuck with you through that transitioning. Maybe just keep that friend.
Don't want to ruin that.
Yeah.
Let's just sort of like make it a gradual thing. So keep the friendship.
It's very gradual.
I'm thinking keep the friendship. Try to come across as more feminine towards that person. Maybe if you're on a drunken night out, maybe then have a flirty dance.
I mean, that is definitely one way of
just
doing
a gradual thing, just to see if there's anything more in it.
Swing those hips a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a little minx. And if that doesn't work, you've not lost anything. Because I know for a fact, because one of my mates happens to be into, as he calls it, she-males.
Yeah.
Or
I don't think that is what this is. I think
no, but what I'm saying is, if not, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Because one of my mates, when we went to Amsterdam, I went down one alley and he went down another alley, and I
think you actually have to put it down the other alley because not all of them. Oh right, okay.
I didn't want to go down that alley that he went down because there was women in the windows with packages. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he liked that, but
not you. Yeah, that is everyone's taste, isn't it?
No, it's not my taste though, so I just let him crack on with it.
The thing is, you can
God
come
knows
across
what he got up to that day.
You can come across as very insensitive because you don't necessarily know the advice to give. But my advice would be, if you've got a friend, keep them as a friend.
No, keep them. But you know, I feel for this one.
Don't test the water.
No, I think test the water a little. But if it's not going to work, you have to accept that. And the thing is, for those out there who are into that, and I know they don't want to be. I think the word's fetishized, something like that. Like, but there are men out there who will be happy with a woman who happens to have a cock and bollocks.
Or who are even looking for that.
No, there will be, without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be pals, so, I mean, maybe I could set them... I don't know, we'll sort of...
That'd be great. I've got the email. Do you want to...
I haven't really spoken to me mate in a long time for that reason.
CC him. And
to be honest, it's a bit weird, but maybe I'll forward it on.
Yeah, maybe you reply, but BCC him, and he can just sort of send you back and sort of go, oh, not really.
All right, mate, let's move on to the next fucking email.
Snapchat, Laurence and that big bloke, Brian. The 3 Bs.
The 3 Bs.
Love it. My name is Sam, and recently a chick has been asking me a lot to send her photos of my penis.
Really?
Yeah. I keep saying no. Not because I'm scared that my dick is too small. You didn't need to mention that, but okay.
But it's definitely not that reason.
I'm scared that it'll ruin my reputation. By the way, she's banging hot boys.
She's banging what?
Banging hot boys. So she's sexually active. He isn't, but what she's saying to him is, send me a picture of your dick.
Let's be honest. Most girls don't ask for dick pics. Like, most girls do not want dick pics.
They don't solicit them.
No, like, sometimes you get a bit of a dirty girl who'll ask for them, you know, and it's a rarity, but it happens.
Are you saying, because I know people who have never sent or received nude pictures, and
all right.
In the iPhone generation, I think that's a bit unusual. Do you know what I mean?
No, women want, but most girls want like your top off or something like that. Like, they don't want the cock. Dicks in general aren't exactly the most pretty thing for women, are they? Like, let's be honest. So if she's asking for that, she's probably really game as fuck.
But he's saying, and
he's worried about his reputation.
Yeah, so I mean, really, he's sort of answered his own question. If you want to keep your reputation, don't send the picture.
Well, if you want to keep your reputation, don't be going with a certain type of women. But I mean, personally, I think he's been a little bit
prudish.
Fucking chill out, mate. If the last one's a dick pic and you've got if you fancy her, give her a fucking dick pic, mate, and make it a good one.
How do you make it a good one? What would be your advice for taking photos of it?
I mean, just make sure it's throbbing hard and snap away.
Snap away.
Yeah, and definitely not a flaccid one. They want to see it standing to attention.
She's not saying send me a medically accurate picture of you on a daily basis.
She wants it standing to attention. Give her what she wants. Give her the money shot.
If you can achieve that.
If you can achieve that, and if not, then you know this isn't the best place.
Good point. Help. So I'm saying don't send a dick pic unless you find someone you really want to send one to. Don't go snapping it around. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Can I just say that to lads out there? Be selective who you send your dick pics to, because there's a lot of like, especially if I'd had an iPhone like 6 when I was a fucking 16-year-old. I mean, half of North Tyneside would have had a picture of my dick at that, because when you're not thinking straight, when you're horny, especially, that's when you're more likely to send a dick pic. And
she'll love this. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Snapchat's for, but we know you can screenshot that as well.
Yeah,
just be selective.
Yeah.
Only send a dick pic to a lass after there's a bit of trust there, and you're actually thinking, all right, this is going to happen.
Maybe do it with a filter.
Or maybe she's already, put a pair of eyes on it.
Yeah, put a little helmet on
If
that.
she's already seen it or something like that, you don't want to send, because that's the problem when you're a horny cunt. You make mistakes like sending dick pics to people who will send it to other people, and then next thing you know,
Your reputation's
half
ruined.
the school or college or uni or whatever
Or work.
is seeing it and that, and you know.
Maybe you can do that one
Not
where
that that's a bad thing, but
It is.
You don't really want everyone seeing your cock, do you?
it's a little bit sacred. Do you,
Well-
I don't want anyone else sort of seeing my dick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Not least everyone.
I kind of want it to be like special. Just
How would you feel, for
as
instance,
a present?
if someone Snapchatted or like you Snapchatted with someone when you were younger, and now they've still got that picture? Mm-hmm. You're not in a relationship with them, and you don't really
It's a
know
bit
them
weird,
anymore.
isn't it?
What would you do if they went to the paper and they went, "I've got True Geordie's, reasonably sized penis."
Yeah, it
on my
depends on
phone?
which picture, because sometimes it looks better than others. Doesn't
Did you
it?
make the mistake of sending a flaccid
No, there was one.
picture?
There was
Oh.
one picture that
That was meant for my doctor.
I
I'm
sent,
sorry.
I sent to one girl, and her friend seen it when she opened it, and she was like, "Oh," and then she
Message.
messaged as well, didn't she? And
Gee, some people have got no.
quite
self-
fancy a bit of the old true meaty.
This one's called Lecturer. Hey, True Geordie and Laurence. I need your help. I've just entered my last year of uni and I'm beginning to feel quite excited about the years to come. Good for you. I've had
It's nice when they're like that,
Yeah.
optimistic, before the loan repayments kick in.
Oh, God. I've had 2 great solid years and it looks likely that I'm going to leave with my degree. Fucking, you've fulfilled the basics of uni.
Well done.
All is going great, or so I
All right,
thought.
man. How great is life? Just get on with it.
All is going great, or so I thought.
Right.
My lecturer for the last 2 years has been part of my success. However, one night last year, I was on a night out with my friends and I happened to see her on a night out. I approached her and said, "Hello," although I had a few drinks. I'm not too confident, spell that wrong. I'm not too confident in my approach to women. However, on this occasion, I hit it off well. However, this year she's been giving me these weird vibes, like she wants something to happen. She's pretty fit, and believe me, in an instant, I would without even hesitating.
Without even hesitating.
But I'm only a student, and my only
I'm
priority
just a boy.
is my only priority is to finish the year with my degree. If she wants something from me, what do I do? I'm not that type of person, and I'm worried it'll affect my performance in my final year. I need help big time. Thanks. P.S. I love the podcast. Keep up the good work.
Thanks for liking the podcast, mate.
Yeah.
But
Bare minimum.
fucking hell, mate. If your fucking teacher wants to fuck you and you find her attractive,
Don't absolutely
definitely fuck her.
You fucking kidding me?
You fucking definitely fuck her.
You don't.
You do not. You telling me you'd say no?
Yeah.
Why?
What do you mean say no? Like it's
No,
just
you
not
can't
a
even give us a
choice.
straight answer.
Because it's not even a question for me. It's not a question.
Just bang her.
Are you all right?
Just bang her.
Really? And that's your advice?
You're talking about performance, right? Well, let's think of things logically here, just on a purely logical level, non-sexual.
Once you've
If
got
you're
out your
shagging
system.
that woman,
Yeah.
she is more likely to maybe stick her neck out. You're going to say to her, if you don't help us get some papers and things like that, get us some answers early, I can report you, I can grass on you. Use a bit of blackmail
Are you saying extort a person or blackmail them to get you a degree?
to help get better grades in said degree.
Sleep with your lecturer is what you're saying.
Or bare minimum, just sleep with her for the sex.
Or you're at university. There are loads of people having sex.
Yes, but this is an added, the thing is, when you're fucking someone mentally, the more,
What's a mental fuck?
yeah, sometimes it's, the more wrong it is, the more fun it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to do your teacher, boom, it's going to be more fun, innit?
I think...
What's her name? Is there any name there? Mrs.
Yeah, but we're not saying that.
Can I have a look at the
No,
name?
you can't.
Give us a look. Let's just say, all right. So let's call
That's
her.
quite specific.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Selena.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Some people out
Becky
there will
with the
know.
good hair.
All right. Okay. And you're just doing that going, Mrs. Selena, you're going to give this a grade, are you? But you give
Mrs.
this an
Robinson.
an A-star cock up you.
Don't think that is how... And also, she's probably in it for
loving
more than just the grades. She's not in it thinking, "Oh, well,
let's
fuck
be
him and
honest.
give him a good grade."
No, but she's in it for whatever she can get by the sounds of it. So just give her it.
Or he's completely imagined the whole situation. He's had one interaction with her, which was on a social basis, and fallen in love.
He's just bumped into her on a night out, and she's been like, "Oh, hi." And now he's taking that as, "Oh my God, she's trying it on and she loves us." Yeah. No, I think that there must be some truth in it. So, yeah, if you can, mate, shoot and score. All right, this is our Twitter topic, but it's actually more of a train topic. I got this on the train. This is actually off a woman, by the way. That was kind of a woman interaction on the last one, but this is
it was a real woman.
Born a woman, a beautiful woman at that.
Still a real woman.
A gorgeous, voluptuous, amazing. Oh, honestly. So anyway.
Voluptuous.
Oh, just gorgeous. Anyway, beautiful woman who said, "Why do men use the future projection tactic when they first meet a woman?" So
what's that?
The future projection tactic is that's the same question, and it's like,
what is that?
You instantly, when men meet a girl, we start saying, "Oh well, imagine if we go on holiday together, and you can move into me with me, and I'll meet your parents," and we instantly start putting pictures of a woman's future in our head, and we're there in those pictures with them.
It's very clever.
Why do we do that? Because if it is just for sex, clever. Why not just be honest? Why? Because some women out there are just looking for
sex,
casual sex. Why do we always instantly go for the long term? What's your take on this, mate?
Well, I didn't always go for the long term. But if I'm thinking long term, then I'll speak in a long term way. So, hey, let's talk about our long term future. Great. The thing is, I've never really wanted a relationship other than like a serious relationship. Yeah,
but I think most men, when we meet a woman, we're just very much like,
hey,
we instantly talk like that because we want them to think of us as a serious candidate.
Because it's much easier to say it than do it. It's very easy to sort of go, because hey, we should spend the rest of our lives together.
Yeah, we get what we because if you're just wanting to shag a woman, you don't want them to think, oh, he's just a one hit quitter. He'll be in and out, rummaging around, and then he's done.
You want that 2-hit quit.
Most women don't like to be thought of as a fling, so what we do is we start plotting the seeds. But then
also, I can understand why someone would do it, because they also want, what some people want is, like you say, with dick pics, it's very similar, right? Mm-hmm. You send dick pics, and dick pics are like a promise of something great. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Especially if you take them from the right angle.
Very few. I'm not saying I'm a dick pic critic, right? Because I've not seen.
It's a no from me.
Yeah, that one's not quite hit the high notes that I've been looking for recently. I would say, it promises a lot, and that's the point. Is that if they have sex with someone and they promise a lot, when they have sex, people believe that. Yeah. So the men are almost creating like a character for themselves, I imagine, at that time, which is like, hey, I'm reliable, I'm cool, I'm all these sort of things. And then they fuck them, and then...
Well, women are a bit harsh, because I think women are always saying to men, why don't you just be honest with me? Why don't you be honest? If we were honest with you, we wouldn't fucking get to shag you half the time.
But then they say that's good.
We have to sort of, because they don't want to do that, but we do. And everyone's trying to look after their own best interests here. So we're turning up and we're like, all right, here is the 411. Here's the plan. We're going to meet.
411?
This is what's going to happen. We're going to meet. I'm going to meet your parents. They're going to love me. Yeah. We're then going to date a lot. We're going to move in together. We're going to go on holidays. We're going to get a dog. It's going to be great. We're going to have a dog. It's going to be fantastic. Then we're going to get married. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have kids. They're going to be great.
Kids.
They're going to be so good looking. Then we're going to go on family holidays. We're going to have Christmases, birthdays, da-da-da-da-da. And then before you know it, by the end of the night, you are fucking that girl.
My answer to that would also be, why do people go along with that? Why don't people just go, that's not
true. Put the brakes on. You're saying women need to be a bit more
I'm not saying just women. I think some women...
stringent.
But some women, that woman's written in and it comes from her perspective. Some women also do a future projection thing where they go, hey, I could be that really good girlfriend. I could do this.
Maybe women want too much sometimes. And
I think some people...
We're fulfilling that need for a period of time so that we can get what we want right now. Yeah.
To some extent. Some people... To some extent, not at all.
Got a right good Gervais one in there. To some extent.
But I do think that some people will just straight up lie to have sex. So that's why some men future. But then
some men go out and just say, "I'm a doctor. I'm a trainee doctor."
Yeah, but that's not future projecting.
I'm in the Air Force or whatever. You know?
But you are clever enough to then do that. So you are really living that life.
Yeah.
If you go up to someone and you go, "I'm a doctor," okay, cool. Then you're an intelligent person. Great. Let's go on a date.
Let's fuck.
Yeah. Well, let's go on a date.
All right. So you think women need to take that time more?
I think people need to be more critically evaluative of their relationships.
Before having intercourse.
Some people don't want this. Some people actually, though, want that. They want to be lied to. They want to believe those lies.
So that they can then have casual sex and put all the blame on, he lied to me.
Yeah.
But actually a lot of women out there maybe secretly just want to be casually fucked.
Not even secretly. I think some people just don't make a secret of it. But then some people like that it's a secret. So everyone's got, but you can't really blame them. Like, let them do that. If that's what they want, do it. Sure. Fuck it. Fuck off, society.
Well, that's my take. I think for me, I think men do it because...
Do you future project? Do you?
Have I done that?
Have you?
I've used that before, but usually I only do it if I'm being truthful.
Yeah, but every future projector is going to say that anyway, aren't they?
Well, yeah, but I genuinely am being truthful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is what every liar says.
How do I get out of this?
Piece of
Okay,
shit.
I'm lying.
Yeah.
No, now
Good.
you've caught us.
Finally.
Now you've caught us.
Finally, a truthful man.
All right, maybe. I've done it before. When I was really young, I did lie a little bit.
When
like
you were
that.
8.
I say, I'm going to take you out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then I was just like, yeah,
I've spent all my pocket money on Match magazine, sorry.
football stickers just on cheap these days, sorry.
Yeah.
20 pence each. Yeah. Bit rich. But yeah, I just...
So many bad jokes.
I want to... I did want to get that across, that I was going to have a long period of time with them, and really it was just one night. But women do make it very easy for us. I think if women
you can't blame them for that. You can't blame anyone.
Made it harder, maybe we wouldn't do it as much. But power to all the lads out there, future projecting, love yous all. Keep doing it.
I think some people know, some people don't, and those future projectors out there who get away with it, and then they get away. You've ruined it for everyone who's a true future projector.
Yeah, maybe I am, because I think I am a true because now I'm in my late 20s. You know, I think I'm at that stage where I should be actually future projecting and not just bullshitting, which is what I used to do. But now I'm telling the truth.
What age do you think that comes? Now I'm telling the truth. Believe me now.
I think the age that most men start thinking, maybe I should start looking around for a long-term partner.
Yeah.
25,
26, yeah.
I think that's when you start thinking.
And you're well beyond that now.
All right, I need to start thinking to myself, is this girl the one?
Yeah.
And hopefully she is.
Yeah. And then you future project away.
Then you can future project to the moon.
That's also some people like to speak things into existence, right? So when they get into a relationship, they like to go, this is what I want this relationship to be. And some people are lucky enough to then just have that relationship where they become that person. Like you fake it until you make it sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you're, I don't know, a really, a person who isn't suited to be in a relationship with anyone, but then you realise, hold on a second, I've kind of got to give a little here.
Hold on a minute.
I've got to bend a little here to fit in with being reasonable, because otherwise I'm never going to have a relationship with anyone. I think that's a healthy... I think I've had to do that, like later on in life. I've had to be like, hold on a sec, I'm a bit of an unreasonable
Hold
cunt.
on a sec.
All right, mate. I'm a bit of an unreasonable cunt, yeah? And I think everyone could do with realising that sometimes.
Is that where did you have that realisation one day?
Because I'm the type of person who wants a lot of things their own way. And I think that's not really a fair
cop.
Yeah. And I think I've had to like lately just be like,
you know what?
Yeah, it's bend a bit, make the effort. She's worth it.
I think some people find that, don't they? And then some people fool themselves, and then some people find out too late, and then their life is just full of regret and sadness.
I think the trick to being happy, the secret to being happy with a woman, between a man and a woman, I'm about to drop some knowledge here, compatibility. Because what happens is, most people, they meet someone who is totally wrong for them, but they don't see that because they're blinded by beauty, they're blinded by horniness, they're blinded by what they want, they're blinded by what they want that person to be, so they can't remove all of that shit and say, hold on a second, in 10 years time when I've had a good long time with this person, when I've fucked them a million times, when I've done this, when I've done that, and I'm used to seeing that face every day, are we actually compatible and is this going to last? And that is the fucking trick. Remove all of that, look at your relationship and say, is this person right for me? If we couldn't have sex anymore, if we could just be friends, are we capable of just getting along? I'm not talking about me.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm talking about a man and a woman. And if the answer to that is yes, then that's the girl for you. Wow. Hey, I tell you, dropping knowledge on the True Geordie podcast, lad.
That's probably a good place to finish.
Yeah,
this week.
Let's leave it on there. Next week we might be having Joe Weller.
Hey, always good to have a certain booking.
I think he's coming.
Yeah,
I think we've got him in
the diary.
If not, it'll just be me and you, mate. I don't know.
Fine.
But yeah, so hopefully people can get in loads of chat about that. Joe is into he's done YouTube. He's got his ghost stories and things like that.
Oh, I've got some good ghost stories.
Loves wrestling.
Yeah.
And
he loves football.
maybe he can help with some female troubles as well. I think that's always good.
Oh, because he's he's
a heartthrob on YouTube, isn't he? So that's good.
That could be a good place to
but yeah, hopefully he's tuning in for that. Don't forget to download this on iTunes, watch this on YouTube, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.